Greetings. This is the half-elven YouTuber Friener Reunimentra, coming to you with another fantasy-filled D&D reaction. Once again, returning to the ruins of Drakkenheim in the Dungeon Dudes campaign, Season 1, and the Dungeons of Drakkenheim. We'll go into Episode 11, this one, if you saw the last, needs no explanation on the name. Episode 11, ACUAL QUEEN, they'll now have to figure out how to deal with the rediscovered former Queen of Vasselheim, heavily corrupted by the delirium that fell from the meteorite. Both physically and mentally. And from what, now, first off, something I should probably tell you, which I have tried always to tell you, I do not own nor am I associated with the Dungeon Dudes YouTube channel or any other content they have on the internet. I'm just a fan, and if you want to watch more of their content, including the original video without commentary, as you might say, hey, there'll be a link in the description. Hey, I will leave any more details to their own recap. But I will say this. From what the Queen's description was at the end, I strongly feel like we may be dealing with a potential Medusa-like entity, like a variation of that. Okay, let's now let us get into the episode 11.
Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game with the Dungeon Dudes. That's me, your Dungeon Master, Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today by our good friends...
Jill Denitis, playing Beosenia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger.
And Joe O'Gorman, playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battlemaster.
When last we left our heroes, they had ventured deep into the inner city of Drakkenheim, their destination, Queen's Park Garden, after one of the elusive eldritch lilies said to grow there. Sent by their associate with the Amethyst Academy, River, to collect the lilies so that they may be brewed into some sort of concoction by their earlier contact, Oscar Yorin, the mage who dwells on the edge of Drakkenheim. Venturing deep into this old garden dedicated to the old queens of Drakkenheim, our heroes encountered strange creatures, women twisted by the magics inside the city, and strange murderous gnomes who tried to kick them in the head.
Successfully.
Yeah, successfully.
One was successful.
And out of a tree.
They managed to find a single eldritch lily, though the creature that they encountered, a handmaiden that lived in the castle that Veo recognized by the name of Gertrude, said that a mysterious creature known only as the Lady desired to own all the eldritch lilies. The Lady had taken over the grotto dedicated to the old queen of Drakkenheim, Lenore. And so our heroes ventured forth to this grotto within the garden.
But I can't think.
After battling their way in past some swampy drudges defending the outskirts of the grotto, they encountered Gertrude once again, who warned them to leave an offering before leaving the site forever. But instead, they continued because they found several more lilies in the underground grotto. As they were beginning to gather these lilies up, a set of doors opened up, and a figure stepped forth, clad in a black mourning gown and wearing the emerald amulet of Queen Lenore.
Will they be able to save
As our
her?
party tried to talk their way out of the
Or will
situation
they be forced
by
to
attempting
end
to
her misery?
drown Veo in the water,
Pretend to
It's a
drown.
very
There was real
complicated
drowning.
deceive
Yeah.
move.
they
You actually threw her
aroused
into
the
the water.
ire of the lady when Veo threw an eldritch lily in Pluto's face, destroying the plant.
I was being drowned.
Lightly.
Pretended
You were
to be
lightly being
drowned.
drowned. Okay.
You're being drowned a little bit.
Cats
Yeah.
don't like water.
At
Yeah.
the sight of one of her lilies being destroyed,
I found out that there's actually a scientific reason why cats generally hate water. Their fur is not very water repellent, means it gets in soaks and can dramatically drop their body temperature. So, yeah, they are vulnerable.
the lady, the figure, ripped away her veil that concealed her face, revealing a face that Veo recognized, but one twisted by strange magics. The figure resembles that of Queen Lenore, the fair and stately woman that once ruled Drakkenheim alongside King Ulrich. But she has been changed by strange forces, her skin cracked and breaking, and her hair transformed into these strange, wispy cables that end in snapping maws. As she turns and her rage aroused at all,
So,
all
yeah,
of you,
hey, Polly,
screaming,
Since you just give me
screaming
the
out,
survive to me,
first to
I'd
kill
say
Veo, ordering
look
Sebastian
don't
and
look directly
Pluto to do
into her
so.
face, or at least her eyes.
She screams out, "You shall not destroy my lilies! I'll have your lives!" She cries out. What will you do?
I kind of ate one of the lilies. And I have Veo. I almost picture like I'm holding by the scruff of like your.
We're
use
still
the reduced
holding
stats,
your
then that's a
guess, and
As you
That is,
freeze, looking up at her, she's torn the veil away. You can
challenge
see
rating
her cracked
6.
skin is almost like scales. And suddenly, a strange light begins to emanate from within her throat, nostrils, and eyes. It has the same green pallor as the light that's emanating from the rest of the area. And as it emanates from her, this strange radiant energy, you can see in the room beyond where the lilies are, all the lilies turn towards, almost facing the light, like sunflowers following the sun. And the lily that was cracked on the ground in front of you almost begins to rouse and waken, as if drinking in this light is rousing it. On the other hand, this light that's emanating, you feel it rippling through the air. And it might make you, it might not be pleasant for this to touch your skin, this light. You have one round to tell me what you're going to do, and then we're going to roll for initiative.
who has ideas? This is
Looking at we've dealt with melty face ladies, but this is like melty face boss. And Pluto can sense that we're caught off guard. I kind of want to throw Veo towards the doorway. In the nicest way.
like you pick her out of the pond.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I need to know what you're going to do. You don't have enough time to discuss.
I'm going to carry Veo towards the door.
The
And
exit?
Yeah, the exit, the entrance
It's like
exit.
Okay.
4 different
And
things, and they're all
with my other free
sticks.
hand, I'm going to be pushing
even like one that says enhanced.
Sebastian.
Okay, Sebastian, what are you going to do?
This level 6 should be challenging but doable.
I guess I'm also moving towards
Let's
the
take
door.
a
We
sneak
have enough
peek at what
eldritch
your
lilies.
apples.
I think. So yeah, this seems a little daunting at the moment, and also I don't really want to kill the queen. So as Pluto shoves me, I'm like, okay, let's get out of here, and I start heading towards the door. Do I have time to actually take an action?
We'll be rolling for initiative when you actually
Okay.
want to move.
Okay.
Veo?
So you're pushing me,
I
or
kind of,
you have me?
I kind of pull you out of the water
Okay.
because I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I think we've overstayed our welcome. Oh, time to go. Whoops, sorry.
And like, if you're pushing me like towards the exit, I'm yelling at her, just like, my queen would never hurt me. And I'm just like getting a bit riled up here because like I don't think she's my queen, because the queen, like, I knew her and she was gentle and kind and she knew me, and this person doesn't know me. So I'm feisty, but I'm not against you pushing me towards the exit. I'm just not moving there per se of my own will.
Okay,
like you're like,
with
I'm
that,
holding you back. Like
we shall roll for initiative.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Hold me back. Oh, crap.
The poker face. Oh crap.
No, that's not that bad.
Vale?
11.
11 for Vale?
21.
Mine was a no crap. It was 5.
5.
Big old 5.
Okay.
I rolled a 5, but I have 6 initiative.
Okay, yeah, you're fine then. My streak continues. A little time off. Didn't keep the dice from
Sorry for the mic
staying
bump.
cold.
Okay. This figure, who we can only call by Queen Lenore, since that seems to be who she resembles, she walks forward down the hallway. Let's see our map. Yep, she's standing at the double doorways at the end of the hallway, about 35 feet away from you. There is a grate between you and her that is still closed. You haven't opened it up yet. Sebastian, you are the first to act. She is walking towards you, this green light just flickering at the edge of your face, and as you kind of turn to leave, you can see almost that even the bars of the cage in front of it are warping under this light, like they are starting to degrade and chip away rapidly.
This might be something completely
That's
different.
normal?
No. So Sebastian is going to kind of run to this side of the door and push himself against the wall.
Okay.
And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out an aqua delirium. And he looks down at it and he's like, I have no idea what's in this thing, but here it goes. And he knocks
Okay.
it back.
Alrighty. Roll a d4. Or, sorry, a d3.
That is 1.
All right, you regain 2 levels worth of spells.
I will give myself a 2nd level spell slot back.
Okay, and please note that you have now drank 1 vial of this. If you drink another, it will be pretty bad.
Noted.
As you knock back the potion, you feel it head down your... As it heads down your esophagus, you can feel like this surge of arcane energy shoot through your blood veins. And all of a sudden, the two of you see his eyes glow a bright purple, and you can see his blood veins all through his neck and into his hands and in his face begin to almost bulge out, but they're glowing purple underneath his skin as his metabolism is drinking this thing in. For a moment, you almost turn pale, your lips almost like a blue-black. It almost looks like someone who is suffering from hypothermia after as he drinks this potion down, but he's standing there with this potion in his body, in his system. Sebastian, it feels lovely.
It's good. It's like a warm bath, but inside. Inside my body.
Would you like to do anything else?
She got him. Oh, God.
I am going to also use a bonus action just to transfer a first level spell slot into some sorcery points.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn.
Alrighty. Next up is Vale.
Can I see what's happening to the door as well?
Yes, you can see for a moment, it looks like it's melting away and cracking and then turning and almost transitioning from metal into just dust.
So I see this happen. And I also turn and see Sebastian have a hypothermia moment. I'm just like,
and it's like perhaps
crazy.
higher CR.
And I start to just like kind of hustle towards the door a little bit. So I want to get inside like the doorway.
Okay.
And I want to ready an action, because I feel like now that the queen's happening, her minions might come back on the other side. So I just want to ready my longbow for anything that I see come by.
Okay. Queen Lenore. She steps forward a few feet. And she says, yes, run, run, leave my flowers. Have you taken any of the flowers, though, with you?
There were 3 in the pool.
Okay.
So we have 2 of them other than the crumpled up one that was thrown at Pluto's
Seeing
face.
this, she says, give them back. Bring me my lilies. Give them back. And she begins walking forward. She's about halfway towards the gate. Pluto, it's your turn. You can see her down the hallway, and this light begins to wash over you. If you wish, you may now choose to avert your gaze.
I do that.
Okay. Averting your eyes, you feel it against your skin. It's like the heat of a blistering summer day, and even where though you avert your eyes from it, you can feel almost your skin boiling inside your armor, like there's blisters cropping up underneath of it. And I still need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
The helmet.
Ow! Like cooking yourself in an oven.
Pluto, come on.
What you
9?
got? 9? Okay.
Those rolls, man.
You gotta test these dice.
You didn't get any new dice.
You take 10 points of radiant damage.
Zap.
And you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Ow.
So you shove us forward, and then you don't.
Cool.
That's a great sound.
Pluto, you're up. Yeah, what are you going to do with his turn?
I'm cooking in my armor.
You're cooking inside your armor. And it's not like fire, it's like pure radiance, and it's almost like intense radiation is emanating from her gaze.
So basically,
I'm going
he's being microwaved.
Looking away from her, I'm looking away, and I'm going to run, because I saw Sebastian, his eyes went crazy too.
Tripping out.
And yeah, I'm now worried that he's affected.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to run and grab Sebastian and book it towards the door.
Alrighty. You run and you grab him. Sebastian, are you going to resist being grabbed?
Yes.
Okay. You two can make opposed strength checks.
You're coming. Oh, you're just so confident in my low rolls.
I mean, strength.
15.
6.
You're coming, bud.
So you grab him and pull him with you.
Come on, Sebastian. And then...
Wait, I had a plan.
And I'm going to start carrying him towards the doorway. And then... is it my action to grab him?
Yes.
Then... How can I make it my whole movement, even with him? Am I strong enough?
You can pull him the rest of your movement, yes.
Okay, groovy.
Yeah.
I want to move a total of as many as I can. And I'm just kind of like, you're trying to fight it, but I'm just pushing you along.
Yeah, I'm fighting you back, and I'm like reaching over your shoulder. I'm like, wait, I had an idea.
This is just like the cube.
Never mind.
No, go. It's burning. It hurts. It burns.
Anything else, Pluto?
You know what? We're not going to chance it. I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to dash.
Okay, you're going to dash up
And
the
we're
stairs.
gone.
Okay.
You don't have a
still
choice.
Carrying me, or are you
Yeah.
just okay?
You're gone. You're gone, bud. We're going up the stairs. Up.
Okay.
Like 2 at a time.
You rush up the stairs with him. I'm going to have you make another strength check to pull him up the stairs. Opposed by Sebastian. If Sebastian wants to stay in the room.
I got a 7.
15.
Okay. You pull him half your speed up the stairs.
And I want to dash so I get normal movement, basically.
Okay. If you're pulling Sebastian up the stairs, it's going to be you're dashing. So you've already used 30 feet of your movement. You can move another 15 feet up the stairs.
Okay.
We go to the top of the round with Sebastian. Are you within 30 feet of?
I'm not.
You are not. Okay,
No.
so he's pulled you out of her range. Okay, so the light
You're
is
welcome.
emanating from her. And as it catches into the middle of the room and oscillates off of the lake in the fountain in the middle, it bounces all the way around the room. if you were wondering what was providing the light source to the greenhouse where all the eldritch lilies are growing, this was certainly it. And even in your packs, the lilies are you can almost feel them like rustling, like they're trying to move towards the light that's emanating from her.
Creepy, creepy, creepy.
Sebastian, what will you do?
Are we leaving?
I am.
Okay.
And I own you now.
I didn't say I was leaving.
So you're going with me.
Are you still holding on to me?
Oh, yeah. Roll.
I guess I'm spending my turn trying to break out of Pluto's grasp.
Okay.
Like fighting back like a child. And I'm just like trying to carry you up the stairs.
I got an 18.
Uh-oh. Another 15.
You
break out of his grasp.
Okay. I'm gonna run back into the room, and I don't want to go too close. But what I want to do is the light kind of like shining out like this?
Yes.
I want to pull the mirror out of my thieves' tools kit,
Okay.
and I want to try to like shine the light back at her, like averting my eyes. But I just kind of want to
Interesting.
hold the mirror out.
Interesting. Okay.
Actually, could I mage hand hold the mirror and move the mage hand in?
Yes, but you'll need your action to cast Mage Hand.
Right, and I just use my action.
To break out.
And I don't have enough sorcery points to quicken that. Okay. I just fight off Pluto and move back to the door.
Okay.
And stay there.
Behind the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Vale.
What's 30 feet out?
We've got one of the measuring sticks right over there if you need to see.
Right there? Okay. I'm going to use my feline agility so I can move a little bit further. I'm going to move, I guess, to the edge of the door so I can see her way over here. Yep. And I'm going to take my longbow out and I'm going to cast... I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
As my bonus action. And I'm going to take some longbow shots at her.
Oh. Kill the
Bold.
queen.
Well, maim the queen.
Oh.
23 to hit.
That is a hit.
Nice.
The arrow whistles between the bars of the grate and strikes her soundly in the side.
Oh.
Oh, baby.
Oh, gosh.
29. Wow. Yeah. And then I take my second shot.
Okay.
16.
That is a hit.
Sweet.
Oh.
Sorry. 18 damage.
That leaves her bloodied.
You got a third shot, don't you?
It's not
Bloody?
my first.
Ah.
Yeah, I used my first to wait for people and nobody came. So
Right.
I'm going to then run back up the stairs with my feline agility
man.
plus my extra on my Zephyr Strike to just, and I want to go up a little bit more because I think I can move a little bit further than that.
Okay.
Yep.
She screeches a horrific screech, and as she looks down at the wounds as you run back, she cries out, "Theo, no! Why would you do that?"
My heart.
Oh,
Sorry, sorry, my queen. But you're being mean.
And she says, and you
Shot him with an arrow.
you hear her cry out, Veo, where's your father gone? He left me here. Where's he gone? Where's he gone?
What?
I don't know. You tell me.
And she steps forward and she wrestles her hands against the grates of the door and begins pushing it open.
Oh, she's up against this door? Oh,
yeah.
good.
She presses against it and pushes it open.
Uh-oh.
And begins walking into the room. And she says, come back. Where's he gone? Where's he taken my babies?
Oh, I think I see
Pluto,
what
it
happened.
is your turn.
Oh.
You're in range of her radiance. Will you avert your gaze?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
I like to think that
I
I'm
still need a Constitution saving throw.
I like to think I'm halfway up the stairs.
Okay.
Because I think for the miniature to live on the stairs, do I still, if I was halfway, because I got like 15 past, but I like, is Veo still by the doorway?
She's gone all the way up the stairs.
It's you by the doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm pressed up against it, is the light hitting me?
I'll give you advantage on your saving throw.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm
and I think I'll give you as well advantage because you're both kind of not quite in her sight. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go grab Sebastian again.
Okay.
And try to pull him.
I'm like,
give me that Constitution saving throw.
I'm just trying to like wrestle you kids. Like I've been pushing Veo and you're like fighting me back. Come on. Ooh. 21.
Okay. So you totally resist it as this light comes forward. You feel yourself, but you grit your teeth. You feel yourself boiling, but you grit your teeth and rush up to Sebastian. And what do?
I grab him and I pull him back.
Okay.
Towards the stairs.
I
up the
don't
stairs.
resist, but I'm just like, just let me try one thing. And so like he's kind of pulling me away, but I'm still like looking at the door, getting ready to do what I plan to do.
Okay. We go to the top with Sebastian.
So he's pulling me kind of aside here. Oh, and do I have to make the save with?
Do you want to avert your gaze from her entirely, or just try to shield yourself?
I'm gonna avert my gaze.
Okay.
I know that she's come through the door. I can tell by like the light emanating in the voice. I kind of get that idea. So I'm gonna avert my gaze.
Give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
19.
Okay. You feel the radiant energy emanating from her burn, like it's almost giving you a sunburn at this point. But you press on through the pain of the radiant light, and you may act as normal.
I am going to mage hand, and grab the mirror from my Thieves' Tools kit and just float the mage hand up to like 5 feet in front of her, about 10 feet in front of her face, and hold the mirror.
Okay. Alrighty. Would you like to do anything else?
No, that's my big move. I'm going to see if anything happens. If it doesn't work, we can leave.
Okay. The mirror flies forward, and Lenore looks upon it and sees her own face. And you can see a look of horror and revulsion as she sees her reflection in the mirror in front of her. She fails her saving throw, and as the light reflects back off of her face, you just see this look of horror in her as she collapses to her feet, and the light almost is burning away, like this first layer of whatever this crusted scale has formed on her flesh, and you see this tender, like post-sunburn flesh underneath her skin as she falls to her knees.
Is that
and begins
it?
Weeping.
The
light stops emanating from her face.
What did you do?
Magic.
Oh, yeah. Wicked.
Right.
And you can hear her. She falls to her knees, and she begins weeping and crying loudly, like almost hysterically so.
I do a really awkward, like I'm still pressed up against, well, I guess you grab me and were trying to drag me away from the door. But I do a quick little peek around and kind of look at her. Does she seem like there's no light?
Her eyes are closed and almost leaking this like ichor from them. And the scales have been burned off of her face, and these cable-like tendrils that end in maws are still hanging down around and over her face, but they're all hanging limp. Some of them, bits of them, the own radiant light has burned them themselves away. You can actually see that as she falls to the ground, the eldritch lily that you threw, which still lays on the ground, it begins to wilt and die in front of her.
Veo, I did something.
What?
She's different.
How different?
She's not glowing, and she looks sad instead of terrifying.
My queen!
That's all I got. I don't know how safe this is, but situation is more under control than it was a moment ago.
Mage Hand is like your most powerful ability.
Yeah.
You have killed more things, or you've just. I think your magic hand just kills things. Like you melted that lady's face, and then you melted this lady's face.
I've done. Never underestimate the power of a good magical hand.
Give him a hand. Give me.
I would say that's some pretty good handiwork there, Sebastian.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm like all proud. Meanwhile, the like queen's crying in a corner.
Yeah,
and
with
like,
a really bad
Yeah.
sunburn.
And she kind of begins pulling herself over to the corner of the wall, and like she's huddled in the corner, and her hands over her face. These awful tendrils still coming down. It's almost like the tendrils themselves are dead now, and they hang limp around her head. The blast of light from the mirror has just shocked her out of whatever this state was.
From behind the door, the last thing that I'm going to yell is just, "My queen, my name's Sebastian Crow, and we're here to rescue you." Thank you.
Okay, I think we'll pull ourselves out of initiative for now. Okay. Pluto, what would you like to do? You've seen this happen as you were
That was
pulling
so easy.
Sebastian away. He turned around, reflected.
I think
the
that's
mirror.
supposed to be a much more
That
epic fight.
brilliant light is gone.
Oh, if the sunburn is over, I'm going to cautiously raise my shield and sort of like walk into the room towards the queen. I consider this the turning point.
Okay. I'm like, is it safe to come down?
Don't turn on. Don't. And I kind of want to pin her on the ground with my shield. Like I want to get real
She's
close
crying
to
on the ground, and you're just
I'm just slowly
like...
just pushing her into the ground, and just imposing my shield between.
Okay. As you stand over her, she looks up for a moment, and you can see whatever has happened to her face. It is like a sudden sunburn hit her in the face, and you can see this fleshiness underneath it, where the scales still come up her neck and around her head, but then there's this humanoid, like fleshy, burned face in the center that has marred her fair features. And as you come up, you can see her eyes are just pits of blackness that are leaking, almost like mascara is leaking, but it's not. And as you come towards her with your shield in front, she pushes herself backwards towards the wall and says, No, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt her.
I won't hurt you, but no more glowy sunburn face to me.
She says, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, that's classic. Classic, burn your face and act like nothing happened. My body is like on
You're
fire.
like bubbling. And
Yeah, I've got like 3rd-degree burns under my armor. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Vea, what will you do?
As soon as I hear him being like, don't hurt me, I'm like, don't hurt her. And I run down the stairs and I'm like, my queen, how are you doing? Are you okay? Is he hurting you? Don't hurt her.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Back
I'm
away.
not the one that shot her twice.
It had to be done.
Yeah, you can see the arrows are still sticking out of her side. And she's nursing the wounds.
Definitely go help her out with pulling those out.
Yeah.
Because I know how to jimmy it.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Hopefully I know how to.
Putting that on me, don't
You
hurt
think you
her.
bring it back? It's something.
6.
You pull the arrow out violently, and she screams. And you can see in a moment there's a flash of green light in her eyes, and she growls at you and grabs you, reaches to grab you and pull you close to her. What will you do?
Slap her.
Don't hurt her. Don't hurt her.
It's instinctive.
Okay, make an attack roll.
See what it sounds like?
17.
Oh.
You smack her in the face, and as you do so, the ichor slams out of the side. She turns back around to face you, and you can see that her eyes are gone. Whatever happened when Sebastian turned this light around has burned her eyes away.
Oh.
It's me, Veo, by the way, if you can't see me. I'm sorry.
You slap her, and then you're like, oh, it's Veo, by the way.
She could tell by the slap, maybe?
I'm a bit disturbed. I get up and start to move away, and I say, you may have been my queen, but I don't know what you are anymore.
She's wailing on the ground. You've slapped her. You pulled this arrow out of her. And it seemed like in that moment she tried to like muster up whatever power she once had. But whatever has happened to her now has broken that strange power.
It was out of love, Pluto. It was out of love.
You're scary.
Yeah,
like,
you're
like.
I'm glad you're my bodyguard.
You're the one who was saying that we needed to protect her, and you're the one who shot her twice and slapped her.
She
and
says,
then ripped the arrow out.
Burn us alive.
She says for a moment, don't touch me.
Okay.
And she holds her hands over her eyes, and she says, I can't see. Where was Veo? Where did she go?
And I go back over and I grab her hand. I say, I'm here.
Okay. What are the other two of you going to go?
I'm going to give Sebastian a little whistle, to kind of like look at me.
I pop my head from around the door, but like very cautiously, like I almost do like a double take. I'm still really nervous, and I'm like, what?
And I'm going to motion towards the other room, and I go, get the lilies. and as I stand here with Veo, interrogating / comforting / doing some sort of like first aid.
I start creeping
on the queen.
Yeah, I'm gonna start creeping down this hallway.
I actually, I also want to take maybe some cloth and like wrap it around her eyes where they were.
Okay. As Sebastian begins walking down the hallway, the other set of doors open, and the three women from before come rushing in, led by Gertrude, and they look down at Lenore. They look back at you, and they say, "What have you done? What have you done to our queen?"
First aid. She hurt herself.
Make a persuasion check.
She fell on these arrows, and we were trying to get them out. They're really bad splinters.
Natural one.
Gertrude rushes towards the queen.
I'll give her space.
And
me too.
The three, you can see they rush towards her with the cadence of handmaidens trying to protect their queen. And they pull her towards them, and Gertrude looks up at Pluto and says, "Get away from her, you monster! What have you done to her?"
She kind of did this to herself.
Literally.
Sebastian, are you still walking down the hallway?
I'm too mesmerized by all the glowing lights in this room while they're having this conversation. Yeah, I continue to walk towards the room full of lilies.
Okay. Sebastian, you can see in this room, it is a pillared, beautiful room, resplendent with reflective panels and frescoes all overhead. You can imagine that if the queen, when she had this ability, it would have reflected all across this room with the brilliance of daylight. Now, the pool in the center is filled with lilies, brisking with light. There could easily be 100 of them. And though many of them now, they're not perking up the way that they were before when the light was shining. They've all kind of come towards rest. A few of them, it almost is like they're starting to wilt. But you can see that this room, across the way, there's a large stone bench, almost like a throne with a tapestry behind it. And beside it has been arrayed a small table with several bottles. Looks like they may be bottles of wine, long empty. And there are several large trunk-like chests. Some of them are strewn about, and within are all manner of opulent and ruined women's clothing. Several dresses, bits of jewelry, various gowns, and other bits of royal attire, some of which are scattered in the water, some of which are ruined, some of which are still hung up around the trunks. And beside them is what was, you can see, the frame of a mirror which has been smashed to pieces, and all the pieces of it flown all over in different directions. There are several books and ledgers as well, and you can see that standing up around the throne are several large portraits. They're about enough that a person could carry them, maybe about 18 inches across, and the portraits are all hung up, and it looks like there are several portraits of the royal family and the royal children as well, probably as they were about 15 years ago.
So not even creepy or anything, is what you're saying.
No.
Just a normal room.
Well, the room itself...
It looks like she was living down here.
With lilies and weird paintings and...
Well, it looks like she just like
Vale
moved, the queen moved her stuff down here.
I just
I
had
actually I turned around and I'm like, I think she was living down here. All of the queen stuff. There's a bunch of queen stuff over here. I'm going in.
Did you say that one of the handmaidens speaks up and says, "No, those are the queen's things. You're not to rob her."
I'm not robbing the queen. Just picking some flowers.
Make a persuasion check.
$19.
Those are the queen's lilies. She keeps them here. Those are hers. You're a thief.
We're here to help the queen. She might need these.
You're here to help her.
Yeah. I'm like calling down the hallway. Yes.
One of the handmaidens looks to Sebastian and looks at Veo and points at your crest. That's Master Johann's. Did he send you? Has he come back for us?
No, he didn't. He's been missing for 15 years now.
15 years?
When's the last time he was here?
She looks back at you, and the three women look, and they said, 15 years?
They don't know time has passed.
No, he just left yesterday. It was just yesterday that and the three of them start to say, wasn't it just yesterday that he left us here? And they start talking towards each other like they're trying to figure out how long they've been here.
I say, what was yesterday to you? What happened yesterday?
Gertrude says, I thought there was a light in the sky, an explosion, a wave, that awful mist. We were here with the queen. We hid. We didn't know what else to do. We've just been hiding here. And then the queen asked us to go get the lilies and bring them back so that we could live, so that we could stay. It's only been a few days. He's coming back, right?
It has been 15 years since the day where the meteor fell, and I've been looking for my father ever since. I used to be a young kitten living in the palace, and I'm all grown up now.
She all grown up?
It seems like they're in shock. The queen has been weeping all through this, like she hasn't been paying attention.
Well, up to it, ladies. Take her to your quarters and tend to the queen at once.
They shake themselves up and they help the queen to her feet, and they begin bringing her back towards her room.
No, your room. She can't go in there.
Don't we want to bring her with us?
Oh, do we?
Yeah, we do.
By the way, I'm grabbing these lilies.
Just
I'm shoving. How many lilies can I fit in my bag?
How long do you want to spend?
As long as this whole conversation's been going on, I've been grabbing lilies and putting them in my bag.
There are probably more here than you can carry on your own.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
So let's see if we can fill it.
Anybody have room
Okay.
for more lilies?
Grab a pot somewhere or chest, and we can.
Also, I'm gonna kind of follow Gertrude and the others carrying the queen.
They bring her back to the lily room, and they set her down on the bench like throne where her things are, and begin tending to her, and like they're like trying to soothe her. One of them goes over to one of the chests and tries to see if there's the remnants of a healer's kit there, and like they're trying to do things. They're singing softly, like they're trying to like placate her. It's almost like a mockery of several handmaidens that would be tending to a distressed queen, but everything they try to do is completely incompetent.
Are you back here with them?
Yeah, like I follow them into the room because I'm trying to keep them distracted while you grab the lilies, like, you know, slightly imposing myself in between them.
Yeah, I'm just there. As you guys enter the room, I kind of stop for
watching
a moment,
the emergency
and
happen.
then as they continue to tend to the queen, I continue to fit as many lilies as I can in my bag.
Okay. You probably got about 24 of them now.
And then,
Good.
And then it's like, all right, guys. Well, it seems you all have it under control, so we're just gonna be going.
I tap you on the shoulder. Do we want to like bring the queen back somewhere? I mean, maybe somebody can help her. Maybe somebody can. I mean, she's the queen of Drakkenheim. Do we just leave her here?
I think the ones that I would be able to trust the most with her would be the hooded lanterns.
Yeah.
I think she has a great place here, and I don't want to take her out of her environment. Pluto's like just ready to leave her.
I don't know if this is the best place. I mean,
she's got her handmaidens, she's got her clothes here, and her throne, and
she's blind.
A lot of lilies. She's got
a few less now.
Yeah, like not a noticeable amount.
Why wouldn't you want the Queen of Drakkenheim to be taken care of, Pluto?
No, she's being taken care of.
Not very well.
Pluto,
I mean, someone shot her with some arrows, and then
really
her health really took a turn for the worse.
This is an important situation here. This is the queen. I mean, I know you don't understand. You're from Caspia. Do they have do you have a king and queen in Caspia?
Yes.
Okay, if the queen was missing,
it's because it kind of feels like we're kidnapping her. I feel like she would do better in her own quarters.
She's been missing. We're getting her back from being missing.
Honestly,
all right. I guess we're putting this to a vote. All in favor?
If only because if you return with a queen of Drakkenheim,
raise your hand.
Or with a missing queen, all right, your status among the hood in the
Pluto.
Well, you're
go
carrying
up like you'd be like
because I didn't shoot her.
The saviors.
And I'm kind of holding a grudge because she burned
the
my
maidens
skin.
can carry her.
I turn to the three maidens and I say, I'm gathering Eldritch lilies because they might be able to be used to create medicine that can help her. We need to take her somewhere. You are welcome to come with us.
You know what we can do? Oh, we should bring her back to my tower, and I can use my pigeons to go send a message to the Hooded Lanterns to meet us at the tower.
Can the Hooded Lanterns make it to the tower?
And that's closer.
Oh.
Yeah. And
it's
then
only a couple blocks away.
That way we don't have to go all the way back to the gate.
Okay.
Yeah. And that way she'll have a little safe haven. She doesn't have to worry about monsters or being down in this dank, dirty place.
And she'll be out of the haze.
Get her some yeah, exactly. I don't know if that'll be detrimental or helpful, but...
No, I like your plan.
Cool.
I'm purposely not looking at Pluto. I can feel him staring at me. I don't know what you have against all of our plans here. But...
Pluto, we need to help the queen. This is numero uno.
I mean, if you wanted to help her, not burning her eyes out would have been a great
That was an
start.
accident.
I wanted to leave her to her.
I'm pretty sure that burning her eyes out was exactly what needed to happen.
I kind
You're
of
welcome.
remember not
Fortunately,
murdering
it
her.
seems that was the answer to the 100%.
Like that was
She's not murdered.
If
She's
anything,
fine.
the most dangerous thing to the queen is Veo, and we're going to her tower. Like I really feel like this is a kidnap. I feel like we're kidnapping her.
I really feel like you're trying to convince us not to help the queen, and I don't know what you're up to right now, Pluto. I feel like this is an obvious choice.
She's baggage. We came for lilies, not a queen.
We got lilies and a queen. It's great.
Yeah, but
no, that's extra.
2 for 1.
This is like
Pluto. Finding the Queen of Drakkenheim is extremely important. The whole reason we're here is to see if there's a way that we can find out what happened in Drakkenheim. Veo's whole plan is to restore the kingdom.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we just found the queen.
all right.
Oh wait,
I'm not happy about it.
keep in mind he's the
But she can
he's
come
the
with
prince
us for now.
of a foreign power.
For now.
She's not going to tag along with us through our whole.
This might
You know,
restoring it might
city,
it
you know?
might
Thank you
prevent
so much
But
for
she's
agreeing with us.
your responsibility.
I'll take that responsibility. She's my queen, my lady. I will help her.
Last I checked, we were a team, so she's also your responsibility.
I
now.
know, that's why I was against it.
Anyway, thanks, Pluto.
So,
you're a real pal.
I turn back to the queen and say, would you like
Begrudgingly.
to... I guess we should ask the queen if she wants to come with us so we don't kidnap her.
Yeah,
But
as we continue to argue, I turn back to the maidens again, and I'm like, we're going to bring her somewhere safe, and we're going to get her help.
They look at each other. They say, "Safe? Where?"
We have a tower.
Oh. Yes, we'll begin packing her things right away. And the three of them.
I think they were. I
gathering
think
up
when
the
whatever
wet
happened to the queen was
dresses and
stopped, it
packing them into the
also
trunks and gathering the things together. And Gertrude goes up and grabs the queen's hands and says, "Your Majesty, these champions, they have the crest of the steward. They're going to bring
I
us
got
to a
feeling
safe place.
by the
They've
end of the
come
series
for
they
us.
will have somehow
They've come
restored
for
it.
us. They're going to bring us back to the king and your children."
Also reasons for the
Working on that, yes.
Drakkenheim.
And Gertrude
If they all
turns to
survive,
you
then
and
that will
says,
mean high positions of
"Master
honor.
Johan, he's found her children, yes? He's found the king."
well, we don't know. We're still trying to find the answers, but
Her face turns sour and says, "But that's why we were waiting here. He was supposed to bring them."
I know, but lots of things have happened since. But our number one priority is to get the queen to safety.
Oh,
We'll get the rest of the
okay.
mysteries answered later. Like I said, it's been some time since
We'll
my
get
father
her
left.
things.
Get her things, get the portraits. I need something to jazz up my tower.
Yeah, we do need some redecorating in
Yeah.
there.
Grab the portraits.
As they grab the portraits,
Yeah, this is for sure. You guys are robbery and kidnapping.
they begin to go through the table, and you can see that there are several.
yeah, that's kidnapping.
It looks like there's several documents with your father's seal on them as well.
Are they open?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Can I see those? And I point to them. They're from my
It's
father.
been for 15 years. It's not like a temporary.
Gertrude passes it to you.
And I look at them and I read them through. And I say, "These are from my father."
Oh,
There's a note that says, it says on the outside of it, "If I'm not back by tomorrow, open this letter."
And I open the letter.
And it says on the inside, "My queen, the situation is very dire. If I haven't returned, wait here. I will try to get a sense of where everyone has gone. I don't know what's going to happen next. There's no sign of your husband or your children, but I will look in the castle for them. Yours faithfully, Master Johan."
And I read this out loud to everybody. And I look at you two and say, "We need to get inside that castle."
First things first, queen to the tower.
Of course.
Then I guess we need to call the Hooded Lanterns.
Yes.
Because I think they might be able to. I don't trust
If you
the Hooded
if you
Lanterns, but I
report
trust
that you
them
recovered the
most with
that you have
the queen
rescued
trust them with the
found the queen and
because they're
stuff.
here to restore Drakkenheim.
Yes.
So that makes
But
sense.
you
to me.
I
you
don't know
actually
if
can
they'll
have
have
someone
their best resources to help her, but I'm sure we can call in a couple soldiers.
Maybe the fact that we have a queen could be a bargaining chip with them to just say, hey, like, you should have some of your troops stationed at your tower, and that can be a place to protect and keep her until we figure out a way into the castle.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Any other letters from my father?
I'm not asking your advice.
I'm right here.
That's all.
I know.
Okay. And I take that letter and I put it in my bag. So I want to keep it. It's got my father's handwriting on it.
Mementos.
And I say, my queen, we need to go. We need to get you to safety.
Okay. It takes them a little while to get their things together. The handmaidens seem insistent on bringing the queen's things with her.
As long as they can carry him.
While they're doing that, I'm putting more Eldritch Lilies in Pluto.
Yeah. We're filling up my bag now too. I also want to kind of go through some of her while they're kind of packing up. I want to look around her personal effects.
Most of it's clothes and jewelry. And several portraits and paintings of her children. What you can see is that within the paintings, you can recognize the figures in the paintings. What wasn't represented in the statues outside is that there's actually 3 children in the royal family, but those statues were built before the third came along. And the youngest, Eliza, was only a few years old. So even if she was alive today, she would still be a teenager. The children otherwise depicted are the eldest of them are maybe only 15 or so years old. The other two, Katerina and Leonard,
if they're still alive
their mother in one portrait
and have
altogether.
aged, they'd be around.
Any old family seals or the signs of
There's
Drakkenheim?
A large box of makeup, and you can see that yes, there is a ring with the royal seal on it.
Sebastian's age.
I'm gonna grab that ring.
Okay.
But I got a feeling if you can find them alive and stuff,
see him
if you
grab
can
that?
stuff, they won't have aged.
Yeah, he's going through. He's going through it. He's not being discreet at all about what he's going through.
Pluto, what are you doing with that ring?
I could ask you the same thing about your ring.
That is not your ring.
I want to look at it.
Pluto.
Look at this ring.
Hand over the ring.
This could help us get into the castle.
And I pull out my crossbow. Okay,
we're not.
Yeah, hey, yeah, guys,
there yet.
we're all just looting the lady.
I just hold it in my hand. I'm like, Pluto.
What? You guys can steal a lady and all of her stuff and shoot her, but I can't take one ring.
That's a significant ring.
You're misconstruing
to the royal
this
family.
whole situation, Pluto.
Pluto, you can have another ring.
Okay, so it's got the seal on it, right?
And I put my crossbow back.
Does it have any other discerning qualities?
It may have some magic to it.
Interesting. Maybe this can get us into the castle.
I don't trust you with that ring.
Fine, yeah, I'll give it to Sebastian.
Okay,
he can.
I'm satisfied with that.
Hang on to it.
I won't shoot anyone. I swear.
So violent.
Although this environment is
so violent,
is inappropriate for a long rest, you could take a short rest down here if you so chose to do so.
While they're packing?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a short rest.
Napping.
That could be nice.
Rest. I'm going to take 2 of my hit dice.
Oh, I only have 1 hit dice left.
Oh, no.
Although you get to recover your exhaustion.
Yeah. No, not on a short.
No, not on a short rest? Is that long rest only?
Long rest only, yeah.
Ah, nuts.
Nuts.
Oh. 4 hit points back. Nailed it.
I got 18 hit points back. Oh, full. Yay.
I feel a tiny bit better, but I still would like to go sleep somewhere.
Yeah, look, I want to level with you guys.
Oh, do you?
As you know, there is some Caspian treasure that belongs to my people that has been lost in Drakkenheim. And it has been lost here for the last 15 years. Now, I don't accuse the queen of being a thief, but as time has kind of been lost, some things that are mine might be construed as hers. For example, if, let's say, you just had something in your house for a really long time, and you think, oh, that's mine, and you maybe forgot who lent it to you. So when we find things that are owed to Caspia, they belong to me. And as far as I'm concerned, that ring starts to fall into that category.
This ring has the symbol of
That's why I
Drakkenheim.
checked it. I was examining it, and if it's deserved to Drakkenheim, then so be it. But
you certainly,
it's
the
easy
treasures
to
of Caspia can't have the symbol of Drakkenheim on
they
them.
could be easily changed.
Can
There's a debt owed to Caspia, and it might also come in the form
mean
of
like
rings
a loan
and
or
treasure.
something?
And
Or
So,
is
Pluto,
it...
if there are things that you think are,
or is it
I know, not think.
I
I know
know.
are
How did it get to
Caspia's,
Drakkenheim, I
definitely
wonder?
let us know. But when I know that there is a signet ring that will impart the seal of Drakkenheim into lettering, I know that is not per se
which is fair.
Caspia, because the power is then moved over to Drakkenheim in order to impart information. So
You can have your Drakkenheim ring, but
we will have the Drakkenheim ring, but you can take anything else that isn't Drakkenheim.
hey, I thought we were a
Symbol.
team. I thought we talked about being a team
Well,
here.
Pluto, we are a team, and this is important. Why didn't you tell us that that's what you were up to?
Yeah,
That's what I told you. I told you
I mean,
guys a while ago.
You told us that a while ago, but you don't
Yeah.
have to be sneaking around and being all suspicious. You can just say, "Hey, some of this treasure could belong to Caspia.
You guys
I'm gonna
are-
check it."
You guys are kind of shadowing my... I was pretty ruthless about I was kicking over stuff, and I found this ring. Like, I wasn't, like, sneaking around. And I also didn't shoot the queen. You love her so much,
I
and you
do.
shot her and burned her eyes out.
she was also trying to burn our faces off.
Exactly. And now we're carrying her back to our hideout.
Survival instincts first.
So, let's not point fingers.
Well,
or crossbows.
I have to keep
Sorry.
us safe
That was
out
my bad.
here. And I find that it's my duty. I can't lose more friends to the dungeons of
Right.
Drakkenheim. And
I think you deserve what is owed to Caspia. I agree
Yes.
with that. I believe if there is gold here that is meant to be Caspian,
if that-
it is meant to be Caspian.
and if that treasure has been altered or changed or is lost to the ages, then I will find my plunder in other value.
all right, Pluto. We've been adventuring together a little bit.
Yeah.
We've lost your friends,
All of them.
all of your friends. I didn't really know them, but
Rat
they
food.
died.
They were good people.
They were okay.
Previous
Um,
guides, they get eaten.
But I feel like there's got to be a level of trust between us. So here we go. This ring, symbol of Drakkenheim.
Yeah.
Does this belong to you?
Probably not.
Okay.
No, I'm just looking at you wide-eyed behind you, like I thought you were going to offer it, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
I'm
Guys,
proving that there's trust here.
Okay.
I thought that it was like, collective, ring taking. Like, my rings are your rings, but there
Okay.
are going to be Caspian treasures that belong to me.
That's
Then
fine.
take the ring. But if it's
Now, were there
if
stuff
it's the
like
queen's
on
ring
loan
and she
or
wants
something?
it back,
Can you
You
explain
can, you can have the ring. I don't care about
what
the ring.
this thing
It has
is
the
in
seal
more
of Drakkenheim
detail,
on it, but I thought maybe we
please?
could use it to get into the castle.
we might be able to.
Yeah.
I just didn't want you walking.
And it
Oh,
seems
you're fair.
magic.
That
I think since I have this badge that lets us potentially get in, if one of us keeps the ring, as long as it's not used for ill means against Drakkenheim, that's my only concern, Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
I do trust you, but I also know that with the ring with the seal of Drakkenheim, it's a bit personal.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to run away with one ring. Like, I need a lot more treasure to go back with. I lost a lot. Like, I can't just show up and be like, I got one ring. Like, you, with all of that, like, I need buckets.
Okay.
I can't. When I do my runaway, if there is going to be a runaway, it's going to be with like.
Did you say when you do your runaway?
If I'm just gonna run away with a bunch of treasure, it's not gonna be with one ring. It's gonna be with like mountains of gold, so I never have to come back here.
How you gonna carry a mountain of gold?
I don't know. I gotta figure that out too. It's a lot of logistics.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll help you with the logistics.
I mean, it sounds very interesting.
I want to make my intentions perfectly clear. I'm here to kill things and get treasure.
He started going.
Those are my two objectives.
Bilbo
in
realized
that order.
Cool.
Let's not go talking to him.
Cool.
The ring itself is magical.
I want it. It's mine.
And it is as the seal of Queen Lenore. It confers a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws to whoever wears it.
And we just know that.
Yeah, you've taken your short rest, and you can identify the properties as such.
I during my short rest, instead of regaining a ton of health because I did not, I'm examining the ring and finding this out. Can I wear it for a little bit?
Oh, you want to wear it?
You want to?
Watch it. What?
I mean, you guys don't trust me, so
He was
I trust you, Pluto.
something of Resident of the Kingdom. So
Do you want it?
No, you can have. You can.
The handmaidens also gather up much of the gold and the other offerings that have been left here as well, and pack them into the trunks. The three of them begin to haul the 3 large trunks filled with jewelry, clothing, paintings, and gold up the stairs. And the 2 of them kind of look at the 3 of you and say, "We must help the queen walk. You will each need to pull one of her luggage."
The queen's luggage.
How you were taking the luggage and we were taking the queen.
The queen is injured and delicate, and we will carry her.
I can piggyback her. It's fine.
Would you like to piggyback the queen?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, listen.
How's that strength score?
Not very
helping you out?
good.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch
Steady
this.
me.
I'm gonna watch.
Go
I'm
for
going
it,
to
Bea.
observe the, and then
7.
So you try to lift the queen up, and she's very unsure of herself because she's blind now.
Yeah.
And
Just hang on to my ears.
she says, "I can walk." She takes your hand.
Okay.
She says, "I can walk. Just lead me."
Oh, okay. Wait, I put her hand around my arm and just say, "I will lead you, my queen."
Okay.
And we lead her up.
The handmaidens have also put the veil back over her face.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I also had wrapped the thing around her eyes, too. So we're just going to cover that up.
I grabbed
this is a big cover up, isn't it? This is a huge cover up.
I grabbed some luggage and
Okay.
start.
Yeah,
going
I'm gonna.
up the
I guess
stairs.
Can I grab 2 luggages then?
Yeah, you can kind of haul, like, it's big suitcases.
Yeah,
like,
so I'm
trunk-like
just
suitcases,
I'm
yeah.
stuck carrying 2. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm all grumpy like on a Christmas like. Carrying the ring. I'm just grumbling away behind everyone.
Yeah.
Big
That said,
I'm like, come.
you've got the suitcase that has a bunch of the jewelry in it, and you'll probably have to go give that a look over because some of that might be Caspian.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a thorough search when we get back to the tower.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, in the time that you spent resting, the handmaidens have seen to the queen her wounds. They've been able to dress her wounds. She's very much in shock, as any would be with what just happened to her. But they're able to help her walk about, and with Veo and Gertrude kind of guiding her forward, you're able to move, but very slowly. As you walk through Queen's Park Garden, Veo, how are you going to move this group? These whatever abilities these handmaidens have developed, they seem like they're not aware of what they're capable of doing.
They think they're still people.
Yeah.
I mean, let's stay on the paths because it's a bit clearer. We just need to be slower and maybe be alert if there's any more gnomes that are going to come kick us in the face.
I'm so tired, and I'm dragging all this luggage, and I loud.
Clonk, clonk,
Clonk, clonk, clonk, and my face is all burned and stuff. I'm all grumpy, grumpy Pluto.
You're not having a good time.
I
didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave her.
I'm carrying one piece of luggage, but I'm like looking at everything that moves.
Okay.
Ready with my magic.
I also, as much as I'm leading the queen, I also do take out a crossbow and just kind of hold it in my hand, and I'm kind of looking around, but I'm leading the charge.
Okay. So you're heading towards your tower?
Mhm.
Great. You head back through Queen's Park Gardens. It is now the mid-afternoon, and the haze has come in thick. So you head through the fog of that surrounds the garden, this eerie landscape, dragging along the luggage. It's the sound of it dragging through the mud of the park, echoing out across the trees and across the parkway. It is some time, but you reach the edge of the park without too much trouble. As you reach the edge of the park, the handmaidens stop for a moment, and they look at you all and they say, "Are you taking us out of the park?"
Yes, I thought that was obvious.
We haven't left the park in so long.
I thought you thought it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's been like a day.
Their sense of time is
Fair.
yeah.
It'll be okay.
Are you not familiar with the streets of Drakkenheim?
We remember the city.
Like it was yesterday. Don't worry.
They seem a little afraid and hesitant to leave the garden.
We are not going back. I say as I put down the luggage. What's the hold up?
We've fought our way through the streets of Drakkenheim a couple times now. It's safer where we're taking you.
Make a persuasion check.
25.
Okay. They nod. And you leave Queen's Park Garden. And as Gertrude steps out of the garden, as she steps forward, just as before, when she pulled herself into the mud, her face strips away. She continues to step forward as if nothing's happened. And her flesh strips away like vines, and the strand is almost stuck in the garden. And as she continues to walk forward, she collapses forward and disintegrates into dust.
Huh.
And as she does this, the other handmaidens have done the same. And the three of them are naught but dust. The queen is fine.
Well,
Gertrude!
you might need to hire some new handmaids
I
there, Queen.
think... I'm not sure, but I don't think they were...
As long as the queen's okay.
Okay, I think I know what happened. I don't think they just died. I don't think they were
I'm a bit,
real,
like,
but some
freaked out. I was like, that's not what I was expecting. And
This is just more magic from Sebastian. What did you do to this? What did you do to Gertrude?
I won't lie. I had I was weighing options in my head, and I felt like there was a 15% chance that this could happen, but I thought I'd gamble on that, and looks like I lost.
I'm wondering if they were just too far gone from the magic, and the queen, at least we've got her out in time.
or if they were ever real, or if they were ever, or if they were the actual ones, or
you grew up with
imitations created by the queen without her realizing
she's
it.
going to disintegrate if she leaves the park. Maybe we
No, I
should have
agree.
told them to stay. Anyway,
Let's get the queen to
That's
stay.
What's going to be
minutes ago.
the hard question is, Who's going to carry the stuff that they were carrying?
They were carrying.
Were they carrying stuff?
They were helping to carry the queen.
Okay.
Oh, no, we're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh,
You're fine.
thank gosh. I pick up the suitcases.
All right. Let's continue towards my tower quickly. As quickly as we can.
Let's bring up the map real quick.
I like how unfazed we all they disintegrate. It's just like, oh no.
Nothing.
She's gonna be mad
in Drakkenheim anymore.
Okay.
At least she didn't see it happen.
So you're at the south part of Queen's Park
might have been
Gardens. So it would be you could head directly south to Market Square and then back across the market to the clock tower. In fact, from here you can see the clock tower looming in the distance.
Beautiful. And I describe it to the queen to let her know where we're going, so that way she understands where we are in the city.
Can you fluff it up a bit?
I fluff it.
Everything's normal. Everything's
It's a beautiful clock tower. The buildings are magnificent.
There's sun. The
It's
sun is
shining.
shining.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's midday.
It's a wonderful day in Drakkenheim.
Okay.
I'm like the moon. I mean the sun.
Can we do like a little where it's like, hello, good sir. No, I don't need any bread today.
You put on a little play for the queen.
We start like making market noises.
Where's your mask?
Silver for a thing. Is that good? Did I do it?
We create an ambience of market noises so she feels at home.
As you head along the street
Oh, hello, queen.
from the garden to the market,
My lady.
you come to a crossroads. Veo, are you taking point with the queen?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you going to
Yes.
lead this group through? Because the queen is not capable of... Your group is... Even though you got a short distance to go, it's still potentially a dangerous one. So how are you going to lead them through when they've got all this luggage and the queen?
Drop the luggage.
Leave the queen's luggage.
Keep the portraits. Drop the luggage.
Yeah, so how is it divvied? Because I thought it was like clothes and portraits and jewelry. Or
Clothes
what's,
and
like, the
jewelry,
division?
portraits, and other knickknacks. It's like two trunks of clothes and jewelry and one trunk of other things, including the portraits.
Can we take like a quick couple minutes and throw the clothes out and just combine the portraits and jewelry into one bag?
Absolutely. How much time do you want to spend?
10 minutes? 5 minutes?
Let's
Wanna
find some cover.
Quick.
Let's go into one of these abandoned houses and we'll do this like super fast.
Yeah.
Just toss out everything that looks invaluable and toss everything that looks valuable
She
into
might
one
need-
bag.
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
want
like,
her
they're just
here,
gonna give her
but we should
both
probably keep
and
one
just
set
make
of
sure that all the
clothes.
valuable
I'm
stuff-
not-
Pretty disgusting.
I got a feeling that
Sure,
they
we can
are
find
actually
something.
robbing her.
Clothes.
We'll get
Okay.
the lanterns to bring her clothes.
And I
Hey.
just huck the clothes into
So I'd
into
say
a-
That was a $5,000 Gucci.
just throw it into a pond
she
or
can't
something.
see. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm just like, they're just taking a bathroom
Okay.
break.
You can all roll me a
My
d6.
lady.
Yay.
2.
6.
4.
Okay. You spend the time, rearrange the trunks, and what do you keep? You keep the jewelry and the paintings?
Jewelry and paintings.
Okay. Okay. You proceed into the market square from there. Yes?
Yes. Mm.
Yeah, but I don't want to go per se into Market Square. I want to stay around the edge.
Okay. You
Oh, yeah,
script
because of the monster.
That's at Slaughterstone Square.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I just
Oh.
open spaces. Like I want to stay close to the buildings, and like if there's any place that if something happens that we can put the queen inside a building,
Okay.
I want to stay as close as possible.
So am I carrying the queen?
No, you're carrying the
You're
luggage.
carrying the luggage.
So all the luggage, though, right?
Yeah, you have
Still?
one bag of valuable luggage.
Oh, and that's it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
and
know,
maybe
it's-
I'll get you to go in the front, and I can direct you where we're going.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So you head across Market Square back towards the clock tower. It's difficult and slow going,
Mhm.
but you're able to lead Lenore carefully through the side streets until you reach the edge of the clock tower. As you come towards the clock tower, you can see that the front doors have been burst open.
Did we leave those doors open?
Nope.
No, we barred them shut, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The clock tower stands with a great planar clock, still with a timepiece stuck between pandemonium and limbo. The front steps and the barricade that you've created are scattered out across the front as if someone broke through it from the outside.
I think, milady, you should stay here for a moment with Pluto, and I should scout ahead and see.
I'll stay by the door. Just pork chops if you need me.
Pork chops. Okay. And I
create a
as
base
sneaky
camp
as I can
with the
come around
luggage.
the side, and I want to peer in and go into the clock tower.
Okay, are you going to approach? You're sneaking up.
Mhm.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Natural 1, which is an 8.
Okay. As you come up along the way and push yourself towards the door, you catch sight of several figures in the base of the clock tower. Their daggers drawn. It is a group of the Queen's men.
Huh.
Shit.
Pork chops!
Before we dive into the ruins again, a big thank you to Axe and Shield for providing us with the awesome gaming accessories we use, such as our initiative tracker. If you have not checked out Axe and Shield's website, check it out. He makes some really cool stuff. Also, special thanks to Tabletop Audio for the great ambient music you're hearing. And finally, 100 Years Bore for the amazing narration in our introduction video. Check out his YouTube channel. If you're enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, check out our Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
And just as a real quick reminder, this is our last session for 2018. We will be coming back in January 2019 after a couple weeks break for the holidays. But when we come back in January, our first session back will be on January 14th, which is the Monday instead of January 15th, the Tuesday.
Okay, here's the.
We'll
I just
be playing on Monday the 14th
stuff.
and Monday the 21st in January, and then we'll be back to our regular schedule on Tuesdays. That's just because I've had a few work things come up on my end, and there's no way for me to get out of them. So in order for us to let the game continue, we got to move to Monday for just those 2 weeks, but then we'll be back to normal after that. Now, before the break, our heroes had successfully managed to blind and effectively incapacitate Queen Lenore and kidnap Queen Lenore from her hideout in Queen's Park Grotto. Bringing her back through the city towards the clock tower, you have stumbled upon a home invasion. The front doors of the clock tower have been knocked down, the barricade that you set up blown past. And Veo, as you step up the steps, you can see that there are a motley collection of Queen's men, including a familiar-looking pair of halflings and a dwarf, sitting around a campfire playing cards as if they are waiting for you. As you come up the steps, you stumble on a stone, and it crackles down the stairs, and the dwarf speaks up and says, "I heard that! What was that? Sounds like someone's coming." What are you going to do?
I'm just gonna...
Did you yell out pork chops?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's time to grab some pork chops! That's what I yell.
And that triggers me to immediately run. I was next to the door, and so I turn in and kind of now right behind you.
Yeah.
And I also yell pork chops.
Pork chops!
Pork chops!
Pluto, what are you going to do?
I'm going to stand up from my luggage. I made like a little sitting area for me and the queen, and we're just waiting patiently. So I stand up at attention, and
she's sitting on the luggage, just kind of
don't do anything.
Drifting off.
anything. Just stay here.
Is it dinner time?
Oh,
Yes, I'll come back.
I don't
and get
eat
you.
pork.
We'll figure out your restrictive diet in a moment.
Okay. What are you guys gonna do? You've charged up. You see they're coming to their feet, and they know Veo's there. And as you're rushing up the steps, you can see that in the base of the clock tower there are now a group of Queen's men, including the 2 halflings and the dwarf that had previously escaped you, along with 3 new compatriots. All of them have their hoods drawn up and red face masks over their faces, and they have their bandanas are pulled up over their faces like they're ready to do some business. And as you run up the steps, they draw their blades and their crossbows, and they look like they're ready for a fight. What are you going to do?
Get ready for a fight, I guess. Unless I feel like I'm done talking to these guys, especially since it's the same ones that tried to kill us in the bar.
Yeah.
And where else did they try to kill us? On the road.
Yeah.
How do they
The
know to
city.
find us here? Or are they just chilling?
Do you say that from like down the steps? How did they know to find us here? And I hear you, and I turn back. I'm like, how did you know to find us here?
The dwarf in the center laughs and says, "There's a couple holes in the hoods, if you catch my drift."
So like
Noted.
they're not good hoods. Because they've got
It's
holes.
They
not
have
all good in the
mole.
hood.
"You've given us enough trouble," the dwarf says. "If you come quietly before the queen, you can plead your case. Otherwise, we'll have your gizzards."
If you leave quietly and don't bother us, you'll keep your lives.
You can ask those 2 small ones over there about the last 2 times they encountered us. We don't leave many mouths to speak.
But we did leave a few.
We
It was
don't
them,
rea-
actually.
Many. We don't
It was,
leave many.
It was those 2, actually.
Make an intimidation check.
Me?
Both of us?
Sebastian.
Okay. Pull my crossbow out.
yeah.
28.
They were not prepared for that kind of threat. They said, "We've been waiting for this, boys. Give him your best." And we can roll for initiative.
What did the intimidation check accomplish?
You may roll your initiative, all 3 of you, with advantage.
Oh. Worth. There it is.
Yeah.
What do we got?
I got a 22.
I got a 21.
I got a 19. That advantage helped.
That it did.
Mine didn't.
So sorry, say those again.
22.
21.
19. We were ready this time. No survivors. I'm tired of answering to queens. I've been doing the work for queens. Like, these guys are want me to talk to their queen. I got to carry the luggage for that other queen. I'm tired of this.
Well,
I'm
you
starting
can
to
kill
Leave
some.
Queen Lenore alone.
I want
Kill
to
these other guys.
break down this royal system and go back to a simpler time.
All right.
Aren't you a prince?
So these Queensmen bandits, you have shaken them in their boots, Sebastian, and so you can place yourselves all outside the front doors of the clock
herald.
tower. Great. And Sebastian, you are the first to act.
All right. So as soon as they look like they're about to attack, Sebastian runs forward.
Okay. Sebastian, as you run forward, give me one perception check.
That's a 1.
Okay, you do not see the tripwire that they've left across the doorway. The doorway. And as you come across the tripwire, quite suddenly you hear this loud snapping sound as a pair of crossbows set to the either side of the door fire and hit you.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
They get a 16 and a 15 to hit.
As soon as I hear the wire trip, I raise up my hand and cast shield.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you raise up your hand, you cast shield, blocking the crossbow bolts as they stab into your sides. And they are deflected.
Yeah.
What will you do?
Nice.
So without even skipping a beat, I just walk, I trip the wire, I hear it, I stop the bolts, and then I look at them and I say, time to give you the old razzle-dazzle. And I cast Hypnotic Pattern, and my eyes turn black as this stream of shadows comes out of me and starts to turn into shadowy snakes.
Right now,
kind of
they are
in the air and move in and out
level,
of each other in a very hypnotic
I think they are like
pattern.
level 5.
Cobra.
Okay. So I'll make the saves.
Little sticks, we get
What's the saving throw DC?
16.
16? Okay, so Farley fails. One of the halflings succeeds, but the other halfling fails. So the female halfling, Cassie, she's failed. Or she succeeded, and the other halflings failed.
Okay.
Okay. And then there's the 3 other queensmen. Oh, my God. Of the 3 others, the ones that have failed are the male halfling, the dwarf, the male halfling. The 3 in the back all failed. The 3 in the front all succeeded.
Yeah, if you have a marker, we can use them.
There we go.
Do you want to mark the ones that are affected, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that you kind of conjure the symbol in their midst. The other halfling, not that one. Yeah. You conjure the symbol in their midst, and the 3 in the front are so focused towards you that they kind of move their eyes past it, and they fix their gaze on you as the crossbow bolts shot up. The other 3 in the back, though, are completely hypnotized to it and stand there drooling.
You guys know what to do.
Vale, you're up.
And I turn my gaze towards that other halfling. I say, you should have known by now. You really take the cake here, bud. And I turn my crossbow towards him. Or not crossbow, sorry. My longbow. And I'm going to take my 3 shots.
I just want to clarify. Did you say
and a longbow?
You should have known by now?
Yes. Yes, I did.
There is a difference between gnomes and halflings.
I know, and it's like kind
I
of
hope
an
he's
insult.
offended. I
hope he takes it personally. You should have known by now.
Okay, so my first one.
That's what I thought you said. So
That's
I really
a
wanted to drive that
19.
home.
That's a hit.
Boom. Oh. Whatever it is, it's dead.
Oh, man. That's
Third-
Maximum.
30 damage.
So as you come up the steps, you lower your longbow, fire the arrow straight forward, and it strikes this small halfling right between the eyes and goes right through her head and out the other side, sending brain matter splattering all across the
Is this
floor.
one of the survivors?
I'm just like so pissed that this halfling came back again.
Oh, they just
Hopefully
got
he
a
learns
survivor.
lesson.
To
All
be
right,
fair, they
second shot, I
had their
turn it
chance
toward
to
the
leave.
You know what?
gentleman right
This
in the middle.
would be the competition. Will there be
And that's a
no
16.
survivor?
That's a hit.
20 damage.
So that strikes him soundly just above the collarbone, and he cries out. He's bloodied but still alive.
And I take another shot at him.
Oh, yeah.
14 to hit.
It narrowly deflects off of his armor.
Blah. Okay, and then I go back towards the queen. So I'm like, Pluto, you're up.
Pluto. what do you do?
I let out a Caspian war cry. I'm gonna murder you. And I run into the room, and as I run into the room, I do like a quick examination, and I see that one guy is like holding his shoulder, but then I'm like, and I just point at him, and I run at him and I go to stab him with my spear.
Okay.
Is it your electrical spear? Or is it javelin? Never mind.
I think you have to throw it and activate it.
21.
21. You catch him in the neck with the spear. He has two. Stop. You catch him in the neck with the spear, just thrusting it straight forward, and it severs off half of his neck, and he slumps to the ground, very dead.
And then I just spin, and I look at the other guy, and I point at him again with my shield arm, and I just stab him.
Okay,
somehow this may actually be a shorter encounter than the queen.
$14.
That is a narrow miss as he slides out of the way of the hit.
But I'm going to use my bonus action to slam him onto the ground.
Go for it.
Slam his face.
17.
He's knocked to the... Are you knocking him back or knocking him down?
Down.
Okay, you knock him down.
Yeah. Don't knock
And I
him into
stand
your
over
hands.
him.
He scrambles to his feet, spending his cunning action to try to disengage. Oh, man. And he stands up, tries to lunge towards the door where Sebastian is, screaming wildly.
So I get to swing.
Because you have Sentinel. Right.
And I get a 25 to hit.
Okay.
And another one like this.
And so he's going to take 11 damage.
That bloodies him.
And
that stops him, stops his movement.
So get him in the back of the
So he
Achilles.
tries to scramble to his feet, and you basically hit him in the hamstrings, and he stumbles forward as he tries to run, and he just looks up right in front of Sebastian with a look of utter horror, like this was the worst mistake he's ever made. Probably the last mistake he's ever made. Sebastian, what do you do?
Oh, I'll just point a finger gun at him and be like, my name's Sebastian Crow, and I'm about to set you on fire. And then I fire a firebolt at him.
Cool.
Do I have disadvantage because he's... No, he's not prone anymore.
He's not prone, right? But you can just roll the shot. Regular.
12.
You miss?
Sebastian, come on.
He's tripping, so like...
Yeah, so he trips forward, and the bolt sails right through where his head would have been as he kind of flounders forward and then flounders back to his feet.
I feel like I look up and Pluto looks at me and I'm just like, warning shot. And I just shake my head.
And Veo?
I peek my head out, see this happening, and I just go, okay. And I take my longbow and I take a shot. 13.
It sails past him as well.
And
so he's just dodged like 3 shots.
I take my second shot.
Just tackle him.
Nope. Nope. And I'm like, warning shots as well.
He's lunging forward, and he just goes as he pushes him away from the firebolt, pushes himself past the. He dodges both the shots and is scrambling to his feet to try to get away from Paluto, who it's Paluto's turn.
See, I think that if though you hadn't shot his fireball and he wasn't moving away from it, maybe you would have got my shots. So we just both made him move out of the way.
I say
too much.
I say stand still, knave, and I get a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay,
that's another 11 damage.
You slice down his back, severing his spine, and he drops to the floor dead.
Thank you.
Clap, go.
And I'm gonna turn to the other little halfling, and I'm just gonna walk up to him and
so far, I feel like all the encounters have been a little underpowered.
wait for my comrades. We're gonna do the old.
We can do one at a time.
We're gonna do the Noel thing again, but this time we're gonna be much more prepared.
Are we?
Are we? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's.
Veo, you coming?
Remember, no point blank.
I gotta stay by the entrance because I got a range shot anyways.
Oh, true.
And because I still want to keep an eye out for the queen. Right?
Okay.
She's out there alone.
I'm going to use the help action, and I wanna position it. So I want to just give Veo a target.
Okay.
So I want to hold the halfling like gently keeping it in hypnotic pattern, but just stand there and just like hold his shoulders. I'm like, Veo, right? I'm like doing like I'm squaring it up for you.
Veo, take the shot with advantage.
I got 24.
Okay.
Get your.
19 damage.
There's no way he's gonna survive this.
No, he doesn't. Execution style.
One
taken
down.
And are you guys going to repeat this for the other two?
Do you want to get a shot in?
Do they
Yeah,
they
sure.
lose their hypnotic pattern at all?
No, because as long as Sebastian concentrates on it. So at this stage, you want to execute all the remainder of them? Is that what you want to do?
Maybe
Let's keep the dwarf.
Yep.
Do we? Can we at least shoot him in the knees?
Yeah. you poke your head in. You're like, can we shoot him in the knees?
Yes.
Yeah, by all means.
I don't want him running away.
Okay. You guys have yeah.
crippled the dwarf
So we shoot him in both of his knees and
tie him up.
Actually, first we tie him to this pillar.
I literally
Okay.
And
Go
then we
up.
shoot him in.
and grab one of their crossbows, and I take both of them at the same time, so that way I'm not having to do it twice. I'm just like right in the knees. And then I
that
go back
should
to the
snap
queen.
him out
That
of,
snaps him out of the hypnotic pattern. He looks down in horror at what has happened to his knees.
And I go back to the queen. I'm like, you guys interrogate.
Good evening. Is it evening? Afternoon?
It's afternoon.
And
I don't
he's
really know what time it
screaming
is. It's
because
really
he just-
dark
we
here.
just
How are you
shot him
today?
Twice.
He says, I've had better days.
Look, you're a thief and you're a lowlife and you're scum. And the only reason you're still alive is because Veo there is looking after the queen and she's not shooting you more.
Poke my head out. Hi.
So you have one chance to talk and tell us why are you here?
Queen's orders, Mum. Sent here to try to bring you in or kill you.
Who's the queen?
None other. The Queen of Thieves herself. She sent us, told us to bring you in to stand trial in her court for crimes against the gang.
Yeah, but what's her name?
She's just the Queen of Thieves.
How did she know we were here?
Little bird told her. She knows lots.
You mentioned there were holes in the hooded lanterns. Can you give us some names?
Tell us who the mole is.
You hear me from the back. Smack him in the face.
Couldn't tell you exactly who. They keep that pretty tight-lipped. All I know is that one of their boys has a thing for one of our ladies.
I have a bad
I
feeling
think I
about
know
that.
who that is. Thank you. That's very helpful.
Jeremy.
Why should we
you?
keep you alive?
Who is it?
We found out last time we were at the Hooded Lanterns. I don't know if I'm saying
I'm saying, who is it?
the really annoying guy.
Oh.
There was some talk about him. Some girl dumped him from or something, and he was
Terrible.
yeah. So I'm putting this together here.
Okay.
Why should we
Yeah.
keep you alive?
Listen, I told you what you wanted to know. You wrecked my legs, but if you wanted to try to talk the queen out of it, I could show you where she hides out.
You could point to it on this map.
Below the map.
Yeah, but I won't tell you the password till you take me there.
I'm not dragging him all the way there. I'm not dragging him all the way there.
All right. I guess
Do we hurt him? Pluto, what do you think?
when he's all used up, we give him a prisoner's death. And right now, it looks like you're all used up.
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah.
11.
He says, listen. I'm a dwarf, my word. Don't off me. I'll let you in. I'll get you in there. But they ain't just gonna trust anybody. They know that they know who you are. Everybody in the gangs knows to watch out for you. They'll see you coming a mile away.
Have you ever been on fire before? Because I don't feel a lot of trust here. I have a tendency to set people on fire that I don't trust.
And right now, he's not trusting you.
Right now, I'm not. I'm not. Are we doing bad cop, bad cop? It seems like it's bad.
Group huddle. Group huddle.
I'm like, just shoot him. He tried to take us into somewhere we were supposed to gain trial.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to my muscle over here.
Yeah, she's outside.
Still outside.
Just one moment, Sir Dwarf.
We're gonna do group huddle by the door.
Tie him up around the thing.
He's tied up.
Yeah, he's tied up and he's crippled horribly.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't get away.
I think I think it's a trap.
Yeah.
That being said, I would love to know how they got this far into Drakkenheim with the haze. Like, how are they surviving?
I mean, it's probably a trap, but is it a trap that we can leverage? Also, we have a lot going on right now. We have the Queen. We have to alert the Hooded Lanterns.
Yeah.
The other question is, do we have time to deal with this? Or should we just...
Say keep killing them.
You're intense.
Yeah.
Because
Drakkenheim makes you intense.
So some of the options we have are we could let him go. We could have him as a prisoner and take us to where he says the Queen's hideout is, or the Queen's place, and he says he'll let us know the password, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we murder him. Or is there any other? Am I missing something?
If we do keep him as a prisoner who's going to lead us to the Queen's men, I still don't trust him. So we've shot him in the legs. Should we take his hands?
We could also disarm him and
literally,
or we could cut out his tongue so he can't talk. But he can write.
Then he needs to give us a password. This is getting. I mean, I'm not much of a torturer. I kind of just kill people who need to be killed.
I'll give him a prisoner's death, which is execution.
Fair. Yeah.
That being said,
we
of
can
the
always
three
find
options,
another thief with a password. These are a dime a dozen, as we see.
Or maybe we send him back with a message.
Because
they already know we're here.
But he also knows we have the Queen.
Does he?
He will.
Yeah, he would. Unless we hide it.
We said the Queen. I don't want the Queen knowing the Queen's alive.
Oh, man.
Honestly, I feel...
It's too bad you have to die. We tried to save you, but...
Yeah, we don't really have time for you right now.
Yeah, you came at a bad time. I have a lot of luggage.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I hate to break it to you, but we did the huddle.
He screams and begs, says you off him.
They do have to take this guy out now.
Yeah, but a proper... Yeah. No pain.
If they didn't want to die, they just can stop coming after us. Obviously, we're killing enough of them that...
We gave them the option to leave. They didn't. And, I mean, he did give us some information. We now know.
It's just Darwinism at its finest. They don't know when to leave.
We know that there's a mole in the Hooded Lanterns, and we have a very good idea who that might be.
Yeah, you have an idea. Yeah, you know who.
So we might need to have a private conversation with what's his name.
Searching the bodies, are we able to find any other sort of tokens or
Oh, please tell me he has the password
like a map. Yeah. Did he leave his Wi-Fi password written down?
They have very little else on them. All of them have a few gold pieces, but the only thing on them, though, are each of them is carrying a set of keys.
Grab one.
We should be the key master.
Do the keys all look similar?
Each of them has on their person one of them, the dwarf has 3 keys on a ring, and then across the other group of them is another set of identical keys, but they've been split off across the group.
I take one set of the keys.
Just grab all the sets of keys.
Yeah, well,
who wants to carry the other set?
I can carry the other set.
Okay.
I'm thinking that maybe we should take their masks as well. Look across their face. Add one each, just in case.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I did collect armbands before, but I can update them if need be.
Yeah.
Grab the most recent armbands because this could be our disguise in. Yeah. They said that we could be.
They might know us, but we can change our appearance. And he didn't tell us where the Queen's men are, but honestly, we have so much on our hands right now. I mean, really, killing him was more just because we either let him go or tried to add another thing to our plate when we have the Queen sitting right outside. And I think right now we need to take care of the Queen before we start worrying about these Queen's men.
Yeah, we have enough hostages right now.
That as much as I trust certain lanterns to do the best, but I'm wondering, is he the only spy?
I think that we should send a pigeon to Petra specifically.
Okay. But then is she only talking to her father?
Yeah, can I ask who do we trust among the lanterns? How do we know that the mole is not Petra or her brother?
Or do we send it right to the commander?
Yeah,
or do we keep this kind of to ourselves?
We can seal it with a sealed Drakkenheim.
Maybe the message that we need to send to the commander is we have uncovered a mole within the Hooded Lanterns. I feel like I still trust Petra.
Yeah, I trust Petra.
So I think that we should send word to the commander, tell him a mole has been found in the Hooded Lanterns. We trust Petra. Explain we have the Queen. We need.
I wouldn't even put that in a letter.
No?
I would just say.
I have a question. So what's your next move?
We need to get her upstairs.
You bring the Queen up and set her up here in the tower.
Yeah.
And then what is your next step after that?
We want to our goal was to let the Hooded Lanterns know of the situation, although now that's become trickier.
Yeah.
We also we have the lilies. We need to go see Oscar.
Yeah, but one thing at a time, we need to secure the Queen.
Yeah, what are we going to do? We're just going to leave the Queen
Well,
in your tower?
could always bring her with us.
Oh, I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to be carrying the freaking Queen, Drakkenheim around my back. I wanted to leave her at the park.
It would just be slow. It's the only thing.
I still think that the Hooded Lanterns
Are the best route? To at least watch her until...
They know about this place. We've given them permission to use this place. Without giving too much information, we need to let the commander know that we need support immediately.
Yeah.
But we need to hint at the fact not to include Petra's brother in this.
Is that who it is?
Yeah. That's
also,
my guess.
Right now, I guess
based on information.
We can safely say that because the Queen's men know that we're here, and she's really mad at us for killing all her henchmen and stuff, it's not safe to leave the Queen here. I hate that. We could have... And her handmaidens are all melted.
Yeah. But what are we trying to do for the Queen? Are we just trying to get her into the hands to be protected? Or are we
do we trust the Hooded Lanterns?
I'm now not trusting them. I trust certain people. I don't trust how far the reaching is of... Especially if it's a higher up in the command that has the power to relay that information to the Queen. I don't like that.
What about Oscar?
I'd rather get her looked at.
Why would we trust Oscar?
Hey,
that's
I didn't
my
say
question.
I was going to leave her with Oscar.
No, but what if we took her to Oscar with the lilies? Maybe Oscar could look. I don't know if I trust Oscar.
Yeah,
either, but we can't leave her here anymore because.
Well, I mean, either way, I could use a rest. And I say that we go to the top of the clock tower and
Send a
bandage our
message.
wounds. I still think that we send a message. The question is, do we trust the commander of the Hooded Lanterns? Is that who we want to send a message to, or is there somebody else that you guys think we should send a message to?
Petra or the commander, either.
What about River?
Nah.
Because River obviously liked the Queen, and then she had, and your mother had a connection with River. You guys kind of go.
I don't know if my mother had a connection with River.
Oh no, she was just the clock tower.
Let's discuss this on the way up.
River
Let's
started,
at least
yeah.
start to get the Queen up there. And
Sure.
Yeah. So I grapple hookshot up to the second level, and I let down. Did we do a rope ladder or just a rope?
I think just tie off a rope every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go up there
I
and
feel
tie
like I
the
left
rope
the
off,
rope and like
It's
pulled it up.
easy enough to help the queen get up into the clock tower.
Okay.
It takes a bit of work to kind of, you have to really secure her to kind of like a swing loop on, like make a loop on the bottom of the rope and have someone else pull it up.
Yep.
But once you do that, you can get her up. She requires a lot of help getting up the ladders and everything because she is blind now.
Mhm.
But you're able to bring her up. The other probably part of that of getting her all the way up there is that she's still wearing this dress.
Yep.
do
I have any
friggin' luggage
when
too.
we do get up? Do I have any spare clothes?
Yeah, you can dress her, and her reflex of having someone else dress her is on point. And so even though she doesn't know what you're putting on her, she's like, I hope you're putting something nice on me.
As nice as I have.
Yeah. She's okay with that. And
Probably dry
for
and
a moment, she becomes lucid for like a very brief moment as you dress her. And she says, Oh, Veo, I always thought you were such a pretty pussycat. I always would have loved to have had you as one of my maids. You were a bit of a brat,
Oh,
though,
God.
your father used to say. He had
Oh,
to apologize for you. You can see, like, she can't see, but it's almost like she doesn't have the focus that if she could, she wouldn't anyways. She's kind of lost a lot of her own identity in whatever's happened here. And as she reminisces, she asks, Where did he go?
My father?
Where did Master Johann go?
Those are the answers I'd like to find out myself, my lady.
Did he find my children?
I'm sure he did, but if he did, he hasn't returned with them.
He promised me that he'd find them. He said that he would. He said I'd be safe there. He said he'd go and find them.
A lot has happened in these years, my lady, that has caused a lot of our plans to change. But I'm sure that if he did find them, he wouldn't bring them back because it's very dangerous in the city. This is the only safe spot left.
So many things have happened. And she just sighs out on that word and is silent at that point.
Although when she said I was a pretty cat, I was like, yeah, I am a pretty cat. I'm really excited that she complimented me, but at the same time, I'm like, I am not surprised that my father had to apologize for me all the time. I was a little shit. All right.
Bad influence. Sorry. Wait, who was the bad
I was
influence?
going to say, wasn't I the bad influence on you?
Little
maybe.
help, guys. And I'm trying to
You're still
carry up
behind
the
with the
luggage.
luggage. We're like, she's talking. I'm standing back, kind of like watching this whole thing, being like, this is cool. And then I look behind me, and you're just like climbing up the last row, carrying the luggage.
And then like I'm definitely struggling.
I do put her up in my bed as well, just to make sure she can like lay down. And I go to find my pigeons. Where are you guys?
Cool. Well, and is that where you want to pass the night and take a long rest?
Please send the
I
visions
do want to
rolling.
send out the message before we
Sure.
sleep, of course, with I think some watches just to make sure the queen doesn't stab us and go crazy.
Yeah, we can keep watch.
Yeah.
Do we want to send one of your pigeons out to spy on the paladin army as well?
Yeah, I do. So I'm going to send. Where are my pigeons?
I think you've sent them out already to spy on the army, but you want to send them out again to watch over? Okay.
I want to take another loop and just tell them like to come back. Hopefully by the morning before we head out. If not, to keep watch until I come back to the tower.
Actually, can we see it from here?
You can. It doesn't look like the paladins have mobilized from their camp yet.
So they're still
Still there.
Okay, then I mean, I guess we don't have to then. We don't need to.
Well, I'll still send them out just in case because they can always again do swoops and come back and swoop and come back and just kind of generally keep an eye out. But I'm going to send Pesto to check out the army of the paladins, and then I send Bobby, he's my most trusted, to the commander I'm going to send it to the commander. So I write a message, general details about what we found, not telling him about the queen, but we've found something of importance to the monarchy of Drakkenheim.
Do you also let him know that like there's a possible mole
Definitely.
and that be very careful on who you can trust? Specifically, we trust Petra.
Yeah.
Do we say that we don't trust the brother, or like
I say the only ones we trust solely right now are you and Petra, and that is trusting you with our lives. So don't let us down. And then also I do want to use the signet ring to like make a I don't have any wax, so what I do is I just kind of take some dirt and I like kind of smudge it on the page.
You could make an ink type
or
seal.
ink. Yeah, I have some ink.
We use the signet ring to imprint the letter with the signet of Drakkenheim.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do also offer the queen some of the last bit of my candied salmon that I have. She doesn't like pork.
She goes to eat and she says, "Oh, it tastes like ash."
Wasted my salmon on it. I mean, you're welcome, Your Majesty. Great.
Well,
Can I?
there goes
Can
your
I?
salmon.
I want to give the queen a monster doctor evaluation.
Okay.
Monster.
What?
So like what I know about monsters and conditions and afflictions, I want to kind of give her a once over and just see her overall, like based on her symptoms, what she's telling me. I'm turning on Dr. Pluto.
Sure.
Oh, dear Lord.
Because I still have concerns that she's still
you could either
weird
give me
monster
a
thing.
medicine or an arcana check.
You need to call
Medicine.
me in. Okay, fair enough.
Do you want to be my my assistant?
Your nurse.
Yeah, nurse
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Nurse
here I am.
Sebastian.
If the two of you want to assess her together, one of you can roll with advantage on either arcana or medicine. I don't care which of you rolls if you're working together.
Oh, you want me?
Yeah.
But if the two of you kind of
or
work together and
arcana?
discuss back and forth what you see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do like the physical examination. You're doing the magical examination.
Where am I?
Now that we're kind of rested and sitting down.
17.
okay. This is a powerful affliction that grips her. There is delirium embedded in her body, and it is affecting her in a dramatic way. It's possible, looking at her, and even as the night passes, looking at her condition in the morning, it's possible that the haze is affecting her inversely. So her life might be dependent on exposure to the haze now.
Is her condition worsened now that she's out of the haze at the top of the tower?
Yeah, she's sickly. The bits of hair, of like coil like hair that she had, are like dying and falling off, and she has started to turn pale and almost corpse like in her pallor. She still has some vigor to her, but what's happening is really is really clearly the inverse of what someone who is exposed to the haze.
We gotta get her out the tower now.
What happens if I give her a small piece of delirium to hang on to?
If you put the delirium in her hands,
Like
she can
a
hold
small
it
shard.
just fine.
Yeah,
like you can.
But does she get a bit better?
You put the delirium in her hand, and you can see it's like the flesh around her begins to like pull itself back together, and she holds the delirium close to her. And as she holds the delirium piece close in, she just opens her eyes, and her eyes are regenerated.
Huh.
And she opens her hand, and the shard is gone.
Hi.
Is she have weird eyes or normal eyes?
She has weird eyes.
Uh-oh. Hi, but look away. Look away.
I say,
To show yours.
Queen Lenore, please close your eyes.
She looks and she says, where am I? Where have you taken me? Where are my handmaidens? What have you done?
Close your eyes. And I shout at her.
She no, how dare you order me around?
Gosh.
And you can feel that she's trying to like summon up this energy once more, but it's like there's not enough of it in her, and she faints.
All right, let's not give her any more delirium.
Yeah. See,
Good,
Sebastian,
good thought.
this is what happens when you have too much delirium. Do you want to become that?
No.
Yeah. Bad delirium. Bad.
No, I get that. I just drink it. It's fine.
Is it?
We'll find out.
Okay. So she fainted.
I think we need to get her to Oscar.
We've already sent a message to the Hooded Lanterns. I'm hoping that they
are like
shortly. Have we taken long rest?
Oscar has an agreement with him. So they might just bring him along.
Also, I have to pull military rank. She's a danger to herself and us. We need to keep. She's our prisoner. She's not the queen. We should tie her up if we're gonna move her. She's not blind anymore. This is a little. She's our. I mean, we did kidnap her. Like, I think I'm an accessory at this point.
She can see. Doesn't mean we can't blindfold her.
Do her eyes stay? Like, even if she's out of the haze, her eyes are now there?
Yeah, the piece of delirium was like absorbed into her
What
flesh.
about her,
And when you turn her hand around, you can see it's now embedded in her hand. And whatever's happened to it, it regenerated her body, like restored her vigor, but not enough that she could conjure up her powers again.
So it's basically
I'm glad that we
act.
sent a message to the Hooded Lanterns, but I'm starting to think that
you gotta make sure she has enough contact with delirium and stuff.
Yeah.
Infuse things to keep her.
I would put it to River,
but not enough.
Oscar.
But
of
not
the people that
we
know, and not that I trust Oscar, but he's probably the most advanced in the study of delirium in people, and plus we have to drop off like 1,000 lilies.
Yeah, I say let's leave now and get
And I don't mean any disrespect to your queen, but I don't think this is your queen right now.
That is a long walk through a dangerous city.
We can knock her out.
I mean, like,
scarier.
I walk to the window and I look out for any signs
shoot her legs
of Hooded Lanterns coming towards the tower.
Yeah. There are none. They might have received your message, but you didn't ask them to come to the tower.
The other thing is that as we move her, we're going to be moving her through the haze. And I have a feeling that she's going to slowly get her strength back.
She'll get her strength back.
Whatever we do, we must move quickly and efficiently.
Her physical strength, mental strength.
I think either keeping
as I said,
her out
this
of
is going to be a
haze
balancing
completely or
act
while we move her through it.
This makes things
a problem.
This little thing just complicated things.
You're suggesting bringing her to Oscar.
Yeah, let's pull up the map again. Yeah, Oscar is at 7 on your map. Yeah, at Reed Manor.
Yeah.
Oh, they went in the exact opposite
also,
direction.
Market Gate is, as far as we know, monster infested.
Yes.
We don't know what monsters. We just know that it's inhabited by monsters.
Yep. You guys are right. I don't know if... but the only advantage, I guess, of leaving the gate or leaving Drakkenheim would be that potentially the haze won't affect her.
But she might need the haze.
You mean will affect her, but in a lifesaver?
The choices.
There's still the hooded lanterns who reside at the edge of the haze.
The haze does extend outside the city limits. It's just thicker inside the city.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's enough to keep her alive, but not enough to give her evil powers.
Can we sneak her out? Where are the rat people? Have they dug our tunnel yet?
Rat Prince. Summon him. We never discussed how to summon him.
We find him in the rat's nest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
I
we
guess we
bring
just
her
go.
to the rat's nest and have the rat prince
Yeah,
watch over
so
her?
if you want to take her out of the city, aside from knocking over a gate yourself or taking her through the Hooded Lanterns gate, possibly in disguise, or bringing her down to Champion's Gate.
I got an idea.
What's your idea?
We
'Cause
jam her in her own suitcase.
No.
We'll be
They'll
polite.
inspect it on the way
I've
out.
seen contortionists do it. It's just like you just got to
The
be.
queen is not a contortionist that I know of.
I mean, she can do weird things with her eyes, so she's something. But I vote we just jam her in the suitcase and I carry the suitcase.
They're gonna inspect it.
I mean, we've been pretty good so far with the whole flashy, badgy.
Mm. What was our other option?
To fight your way through Market Gate or find another route out of the city.
Sewers lead us out where?
If you were to take the sewers through Slaughterstone Square, the only sewer entrance that you know of,
we can't do that.
No.
We can't bring the queen to Slaughterstone Square. That's bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if we have to
Absolutely
run from the corpse
keep
thing,
her
like she's the
away
first
from
corpse
the-
that it gets. I'll be totally
Save her.
transparent.
So we either have to fight our way through a gate, trust the Hooded Lanterns, who we already know they have a spy. But here's the thing. The spy in the Hooded Lanterns is reporting to the Queen of Thieves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys,
Why does that mean that they can't protect the Queen?
Because the Queen of Thieves does not want the royalty coming back. She wants to own the city.
yeah, and if she got leverage, like what if she got a way to, like, they could steal her in the night and then she could have that as leverage to make the Hooded Lanterns?
Do what they want.
Like, maybe I'm overthinking it, but
No, I mean, that is a point.
And then are they going to be really able to help the Queen? Like, probably
Yeah,
not.
they barely-
right?
they
They're
can
not gonna
barely
let
keep
Oscar anywhere
themselves.
near her. They're not going to let us take her there.
the
Sure,
other
they might take her off our hands and
Guys.
then never let us.
this is why we put a bunch of treasure in the bag on top of her. and when they go, what's in the bag? We go, oh, it's just some treasure, but here's your 20%. We give them the 20%. They go on their way. We go on our way.
River only shows up when she has work for us, right? I can't like request her presence.
She
You've
was
got
at
no way to
Amberwood Village.
contact her. She always
She's
contacts
at
you.
Amberwood Village,
Yeah.
which is far outside of the haze. This is complicated.
You brought this on yourselves.
My vote is we politely finesse the queen into a bag, cover her with treasure, get other bags full of treasure,
Pluto,
distract.
Have you ever been in a bag full of treasure? Because I have.
And was it great?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do to the queen.
No, it's not. It's.
I mean, if you guys have a
I
better
see where you're
idea,
going with
guys,
this,
I think
but
it's a great idea.
I'm wondering, can we...
It's a big bag, right? Just to
Are there
Like-
any boats along the river?
There could be. You'd have to find one.
Okay. So here's my thought. We're really close to the river right now. And I know Styx isn't around. His ferry's way out. But what if we leave by the river?
if we can find a boat, load us on, we can just float
Down the river.
downstream, and that will bring us. Where do you want to go? That
like
will
we
bring
could go
us-
to Emberwood.
We could go to Emberwood. I know that she can't leave the haze for very long, but
We
River
can't- Well,
is.
she can't leave the haze or she has to have delirium. We do have delirium on us.
I can say though that I did make some assumptions, like, or do we know that? Yeah, like as long as she's out of the haze, she starts to deteriorate, right? Yeah.
But that's why I said we have lots of delirium. We could break off small chunks and only like feed her little bits.
I'll put a couple in the suitcase with her.
No, we're not putting her in a suitcase, Pluto.
Okay,
No,
I
but
think that's our best
if
idea.
we get her to Emberwood Village,
then River can help us.
River might be able to help us because River has seemingly dealt with delirium as well. The Amethyst Academy has created aqua delirium.
Yeah, I trust them more than I trust the Hooded Lanterns, only because I think they can help her more, and then we can discuss it with the Lanterns.
Once we figured out how if there is a possible way to save the Queen, then the Hooded Lanterns can know more.
There's no point in getting their hopes up. Like, my hopes are up.
Now, to be fair, too, we've also told River that we're going to show up with the potion of testing on Haze.
I think this takes precedence.
Yeah.
We have to do something with the Queen, and we can't just leave her in the city.
Listen, we can drop her off with River and then go see Oscar and say, by the way...
I think that's a long way to go around when we can just travel with her.
Unless you want to fight up Market Street.
I'd say Oscar.
I mean, we fought with the Queen now. We can fight
get trustworthy, figure out who some trustworthy lanterns are.
I don't know why that's such a bad idea.
And
how big is the bag? Easier to jam her in a bag.
Well, Oscar
could simply try to disguise
he could do.
Or that.
Well, can he be trusted with her?
I guess I never thought.
We could disguise her and put the masks on her from our play.
I mean, you have her in cat clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not wearing fancy stuff.
She could be me, and then I could disguise myself.
Yeah, or maybe what is her story though? Is she a refugee? Because the Hooded Lanterns,
they're gonna ask questions. Yeah. I'm wondering if we just take a somebody who got caught, or maybe it was one of the Falling Fire.
The cult. Oh yeah, they don't like the word cult.
One of the church goers.
The fanatics.
The followers of the Falling Fire.
The followers. That's a nice safe word.
Yeah.
The followers of the fire. Maybe. Do we have any garb from them?
You could very easily assemble something convincing.
Okay.
From the clothing that Veo has around.
Yeah, and she's delirious enough that she probably won't say anything too crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we back to heading to the Hooded Lanterns gate?
Yeah, but not telling them that that's the Queen.
Hooded Lanterns gate.
You know what?
Go to Oscar.
We can, if he asks about our letter, we can always just show him the signet ring and say, this is what we found that pertains to the family.
And
right?
Let's get ready to, we got to give some treasure.
We'll give some treasure, sure. I mean, we didn't find any treasure, though, other than the ring.
No, we have the whole
Queen
thing
stuff.
of treasure, yeah.
But they'll know that's the Queen stuff.
Yeah.
So we might have to part with some of our
Maybe leave some of it here and then bring a little bit to give them.
Kind of, I'm just hoping to distract them with money so they don't ask questions.
Okay.
Okay. So you head towards Shepherd's Gate.
How good is the disguise?
We'll find out.
Oh.
You've clad the but what do you want to disguise her with? Tell me, like what?
I mean, I would say like
Veo's
I normally
clothes.
have like wraps around, so
The only thing is she refuses to take off her necklace.
So we put
please don't.
Yeah, we put like scarves and
okay.
What's it called? The Afghan, the one that wraps around you like 9 times around your neck.
I don't know.
And
it's like an Afghan, and
we do like a hood wrap and stuff, and really try to cover her face.
Okay.
Yeah.
And her eyes, because she has creepy eyes. So like really get the hood over.
Okay.
I want to wrap her eyes up because I don't want her gazing at us at all, and she just needs to trust us.
When you go to wrap her eyes up, she says, "No, I want to see. I thought I would never see again."
You'll see more after we take
boy.
it off.
Persuasion check.
9.
She says, "No, I want to see."
Anybody else want to try this? And I hold up the thing.
I'll let her see. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay, no.
She as she comes out and she looks over from the balcony of the clock tower, she looks out over the city. She says, "What's happened to my city?"
Well, the meteor fell, and the energy emanating from where that meteor fell has been slowly destroying the city.
She kind of looks at herself. Something's wrong with me, isn't there?
Yeah.
We're working
Being
on
more lucid.
fixing that.
You're really sick, but we have someone that can help you.
How long have I been like this? I feel like I've been sleeping.
15 years.
Where are my children?
25 minutes
Working
left.
on that as well.
We don't know, but we're trying to find your family. But you have to let us help you, or else you'll never see your family again. And I know you don't want that.
And there are dark forces at work. So you need to kind of lay low on the whole royalty thing. Which is why we really, really, really want you to wear this headband.
Your guards are not what they used to be, and we're afraid that somebody may cause you harm in that group. So until we can find out who we can trust from them, this is why we need to keep you covered and keep you on the DL.
Please, milady.
Yes. Yes. If this is what must be done, I will. I'll do it.
Great. Onwards.
So we dress her up, and so she lets us wrap her eyes.
Yep.
Okay, wrap her eyes, and I say, "Don't worry, milady, I will lead you to safety."
Okay.
And we lead her towards the gate.
Okay. You head across Market Square, the morning haze hanging over it, past the sea of destruction and corpses, and the Queen, Lenore, says, "What's happened to my city?" as she walks through the air. Unable to see, she starts to ask a few more questions as you walk across the city, wanting to know what's happened, where's she been. She seems like she's kind of coming to the realization of where she's been for the past 15 years. As you head back down Shepherd's Way towards the fortress of the Hooded Lanterns, the horns ring again, and the Hooded Lanterns come out from the inside. And this time, it is Petra and her brother Ansem on watch. The two of them come out, and they say, "Another successful sortie. Who's this that you've got in tow?" Petra says.
Just somebody that we found alive, actually a prisoner of some bandits.
You found someone alive in the ruins?
There's lots of people.
Is she okay? What's happened to her?
She's all right. She just we're taking her back to Amberwood Village. And
is she from the village?
Yes, she has family there.
Make a deception check.
Deceive.
9.
Petra says, "How did someone from Emberwood Village, a defenseless woman, end up in the middle of the city?"
Well, I don't know if she's from Emberwood Village, but her family's from Emberwood Village.
One more deception check.
Ooh, do.
7.
Really? What's her name? Who's her family?
We've both gone. Pluto, it's your turn.
We don't know her name, but we found her blinded. She was attacked by bandits. I believe her to be a follower of the flame.
Okay.
Oh.
Persuasion check.
Oh,
That's all. That's no, that's deception.
Deceive.
Does he guys a lantern? Because that's
Deceive.
unlikely.
15.
Ansem says, "Petra, something doesn't add up. I thought you said these people were trustworthy. You're not taking her as a prisoner or some sort of slaver, are you?"
That's against Caspian law.
Yeah. It's Caspian law.
Now here, we've been doing our trudging and we've been up to our business, and we owe you your spoils, so we may pass through the gate. And I'm going to extend out 50 gold pieces.
I half expected I was going to have to take this out of your cold, dead hands. Thank you.
You wish.
Now, let us through.
Is that all you've got?
This is your share.
The agreement was 20%. This is 20% of what we found.
We can do maths.
Fine.
Maths.
Petra says, I'm sorry about him. He's still cranky. That is 20%, right?
Yes. Petra, keep your eyes on your brother.
Oh, believe you me, I have to watch him all the time. He's crazy. He goes off into the city in the middle of the night. He's one of our best fighters, though, so, I mean, he can handle himself.
I'd be careful what you talk to your brother about.
Did she get our letter?
Yeah, I was just
Did you
going to
get
say,
our letter?
did you get our letter? Did your father
Wing?
get our letter?
He hasn't told me about it, no. You sent a letter?
Yeah, I sent my best pigeon, Bobby, to come drop it off.
I don't know. I haven't spoke to the commander if he got anything, but if you send him a message, it might not have just moved through the chain of command yet.
Petra, you need to go talk to him now about that letter and not tell anyone. Because we trust you.
Okay, are you going to stay?
No, we have to be on our way, but we will be back to talk to you about it.
All we can tell you is there's very important things happening in the city right now, and we trust you, but we don't trust many other people. That includes, unfortunately, your brother. I can't say more. I just need you to trust me.
She looks at you really strangely. It's like, I would trust my brother with my life. Sure, he's cranky, but that doesn't mean we can't trust him.
Petra, I need you to trust me right now like you trusted me when I saved you in the rat's nest.
Okay, I'll read your letter. I won't talk to anyone but the commander about it.
Thank you. It's very important.
All right. Good luck with this one.
Thank you. Good luck to you too.
I start to lead her through. Open and close the gates.
Okay. You head north from there towards Reed Manor. Through the sprawl between Shepherd's Way and Market Street, a route that you've traveled once before. Making your way through rooftops and alleyways of the dilapidated buildings on the outskirts of the city, you eventually come to the Northcliffe area where Reed Manor rests. As you do, you notice that Lenore turns to you and says, "We're outside the city now, aren't we?"
Yes, my lady.
Where are we?
We are close to the just south of North Castle area, close to Reed Manor.
She smiles underneath the Afghan and says, "Ah, I used to have friends here. They had such marvelous parties." And then kind of trails off completely.
I think she maybe partied too hard.
Yeah, she really hit the delirium.
Too much delirium. Right, Sebastian? Too much delirium.
We just want you to keep it in control.
I've only had one potion.
Look, that's what that always starts with. I only had one, and then one turns to two, and two turns to many.
Listen, I have it written in my notes here.
And then you're a weird Medusa
More
lady.
than one potion in a day, bad.
So I was the only one that saw
I
that.
underlined it twice.
We know you're a rule breaker, though.
Okay.
You get that from me.
A short while later, you come back towards Reed Manor, the large manor house, 2 stories tall, with the second story still boarded up, lights still kind of shining out. It's now the afternoon. You come up to the double doors, past the fountainway with the croaking frogs, and knock on the door.
Gamma!
The door is opened by a familiar face. It's Marco,
Oh.
zombified.
I was like, wait, isn't he
It's
dead?
like-
Oh, yeah.
After a slight moment of surprise, Sebastian's like, good to see you're back up and about. That's the spirit.
Of course.
And I shout again, Gamma!
Gemma, the small halfling, comes up and says, "Oh, it's you. Shame, I was hoping you were going to die in the city, but you're back here to bargain with the boss?"
No, we have more important matters. Where is he?
He's downstairs.
Mhm.
He told me that if you ever came back, I was to bring you down there.
Cool. Let's go.
Fine.
Chop, chop.
She brings you back through the manor house, and you can, coming through the dilapidated living room into the study, pulling the statue of the dragon head to open up the bookcase, opening up the hatch, and heading down. As she does so, she's like, "Who's this?"
Don't worry about it.
A patient.
It's important that we talk to Oscar about a situation involving this woman here.
Fine. He ain't no healer.
I don't know if we need a healer.
All right.
Oh, maybe the queen can be our test subject. You guys are going to use me for the record, so I think it's fair that I nominate this
We are
lady.
supposed to test the potion on somebody who has been both not influenced by delirium, but also heavily influenced by delirium.
Okay, don't kill the queen with your experiments.
Okay, you shot her.
I'm just saying that I want to protect the queen.
I'm
That's
gonna keep
most
bringing it up.
important.
I also healed
Okay.
her. I gave her sight back.
As
Thank
you're bickering, Oscar Yorin, the portly, scraggly man, comes around the corner and says, "Well, well, well. I never thought I'd see you alive again. Welcome back."
I told you we'd come back.
Hey, nerd.
You offered us payment for Eldritch Lilies, right?
That's right, I did.
I open up my bag of Eldritch Lilies.
His eyes go wide.
I'm going to keep mine.
Oh,
few.
yeah.
Yeah, you found a few. This is incredible.
I close the bag back up. There's something that I need you to do first.
Okay, I'm listening.
We have a woman here. I need you to take a look at her. She's been heavily infected by the delirium. And we want to know if there's anything that you might know that can save her life.
Bring her to the lab. Let's put her on the slab.
It's very important that she live.
Can't promise you anything, but we'll try. Come. And he ushers you into his lab, where once again this macabre laboratory with torture racks that have been converted into surgical tables, surgical implements, various racks, chains, and ropes, all manner of coffins stacked up in the corner, and bits of delirium kept on a shelf on one of the bookshelves. He has several books of research, diagrams, and he's also set up a large chalkboard that he's been furiously writing on. Seems like he's been doing some mathematical or arcane formula on it. He goes over to one of the open surgical tables. This strapped kind of it's a strapped table that doesn't have a solid back to it. It's almost this metal framing over the wood where then there's straps to strap someone in by their arms and legs. And he says, "All right, lay her up on the table."
I'll help her up.
Can't believe of all the places to bring the queen, we brought her to a basement
She
torture
says-
chamber.
Kind of.
Converted.
What's going on? Who is this?
He's someone who knows a lot about what's happened to the city and what's happened potentially to you.
He's a learned doctor.
And who is she?
Don't worry about it, Oscar. Just make sure she doesn't die.
All right, strip her down and put her on the slab.
Oh
Keep a
boy,
little
this
bit of her
got
dignity.
awkward.
Well, you've got her clad head to toe and wrapped up. I can't see what I'm working with.
Okay, well, I'm not going to totally strip her down, so... All right. Sorry, milady. And I help kind of get her
As you
down
do,
to, like, at
she
least
says,
the barest.
Is he a doctor?
Yes. Yes.
He's a special doctor for conditions like yours.
Magic.
Do you take her blindfold off?
No.
Okay. As you pull things away, and he takes his hand and he grabs her by the jaw.
Whoa! Gentle!
And he kind of looks at her
Let him
face.
do what he
He's
needs
not
to.
a gentle one.
And he says, "All right, lady, open up your mouth." And he looks inside. He takes out a little scalpel and kind of looks inside her mouth and says, "This might hurt a little bit, but I need a sample." And he clips away something from inside her mouth and then another little one of the scales on her cheeks. What was she?
Human.
He looks down.
Was she?
She was a human.
What is she now?
There's something familiar about her. Who is she?
Don't worry about it.
Hey.
Oscar, we have you lilies not to ask questions.
She's been exposed to delirium in a high but sustained amount.
Mhm.
It's not unlike what I've done to myself, but the dosage that she's had is far higher. Some sort of wild magic, something else. It's transformed her.
Can you reverse it?
Or at least stabilize it?
I don't know.
What do you know?
Well, I can tell you straight up, whatever's going to happen to her, I'm going to need time to analyze her.
How much time?
Days?
How many
Weeks?
days? I'll give you a week.
Fine.
Will the lilies help?
Do you need more blood?
Yes. More blood, the lilies, her.
Okay, so let's just lay this all out. We're giving you 24 lilies in exchange for your help and your discretion, and also doing your best to make sure no harm comes to her.
8 minutes.
Who is this? Like, what's she doing with that necklace? It must be worth thousands. What is this? Did you pull out some noble woman or what?
Something like that.
Yes, like I said, discretion. It's on a need-to-know basis.
If I'm going to be working on her, if she's going to be here for a week, I need to know who she is.
One moment.
No moments. You tell me right now who this woman is.
She is the noblest of women in Drakkenheim. She is the queen.
That's Lenore Van Kussel.
Yeah. That's the queen. Which is why you didn't need to know. And now you know. Discretion.
And now you're burdened with that knowledge like I am. And her stupid luggage.
You brought me some this is a heckin' huge amount of baggage here.
Yep.
It's extremely
If I'm caught with her, the Hooded Lanterns, do they know?
No.
No.
But you know what?
They'll kill me if they know I've got her. They'll think I've done this to her.
But you know what?
Technically, you're kind of in a life debt to us because we were going to kill you.
Yeah.
So you're kind of on borrowed
I
time.
would like to have seen you try.
All right.
Kill a lot of things in the city,
Oh,
but
boy.
you
If
know
Hood
what?
Lanterns get word that she's here, they'll think that I've done this to her.
Oscar, the Hooded Lanterns would have taken her in and possibly not given her back. But what's happened to her is something that we can only trust somebody skilled with delirium. You're the only person that we know who is as skilled with delirium as you are. So, unfortunately, the burden does fall to you because you are, oddly enough, the only person that we can trust with this. It's a big responsibility, but you have to understand the gravity of this situation and how important this is for Drakkenheim. Even if you are a bit of a scoundrel.
A princess is
You brought
asking
me
for your help.
a lot of lilies.
I certainly did.
Like a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Like you wanted like maybe 4.
And
You're
delirium.
going to tell me everything.
And delirium.
If you're going to operate this way, if this is how this is going to go, we're not on a needs to know basis. I'm on a needs to know basis, and I need to know what you're doing here.
I need access to your research.
We found her with a bunch of melty face ladies, and we took her out of the lily place, and we
Fine, just tell her.
we got a bunch of lilies.
I'm working
and
on something here.
Now we're here because she seems to want to die.
She was in the garden.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, this is kind of my fault because I sent you there.
Yeah.
Well, good job.
Okay. He actually has a sense of humor.
She was with the lilies.
Yes.
She pretty much loved them more than anything.
They grew off of her
He
energy.
strokes his beard. Really? They grew off of her energy?
Yeah.
He turns to her and says, Your Majesty, you are suffering from a grave condition. My name is Dr. Oscar Yoren. You're going to stay with me for a few days, and our friends here are just going to have a chat about what we're going to do next. And that's where we're going to enter the night.
I wanted to have that Star Wars moment where she's a princess. Help me, Oscar Yoren. You're my only hope. I had that moment.
Oh my gosh, we still gotta get his research.
Yeah.
By the way, he has a whole chalkboard of things. I'm like, write it down.
I was just about to bargain for the research.
Noted.
We're gonna have to wait.
We're
a
gonna have to
while.
remember to do it.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a little while.
In
I have to
January.
remember all of this.
Yeah, lots of notes written down.
Write
Don't
the
forget
notes.
all the things.
Oscar
Yeah,
I'm gonna rewatch the episode with a notepad.
Oh, true. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching tonight. We
Absolutely.
had a lovely evening of lots of stuff
So
happening.
much drama.
Yeah. Hope you had as much fun watching as we had playing because this was a blast for us. A big thank you to Jill, aka Veo Senya, Kelly, aka Sebastian Crow, and Joe, aka Paluto Jackson, for playing. And a big thanks to Kyle for running our stream tonight and taking care of chat, and our producer Clayton for keeping things organized and on track.
If you are enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, check out our Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel, The Dungeon Dudes, where we cover everything Dungeons and Dragons, of course, including advice for DMs and guides for players. You'll also find all prior episodes of the campaign available for your viewing pleasure there as well. And as a final note, this is the last time I'm going to say this for tonight. It sounds like a broken record, but we are going to be back on January 14th, 2019. That is a Monday night, not a Tuesday night. The first 2 weeks we are back in 2019, the 14th and the 21st of January will be Mondays. And then after that, we will be back to our regular Tuesday night schedule from there on out. As I said, I just have a bit of a work thing myself where I can't get out of. So we just are going to bump things over so we don't have to skip 5 weeks of play. Yeah. So we're going on Mondays instead of Tuesdays. So that way we can actually play.
Couldn't go 5 weeks. It's too long.
Yeah, that's too long without D&D. Yep.
As per usual, tonight's game audio was brought to you by Tabletop Audio. Always great, always fun.
Mm-hmm.
New playlists, check it out.
Yeah, and the narration for the introduction was performed by 100 Years Boar. That great voiceover. Thank you so much.
Our game accessories were generously provided by Axe and Shield, who makes our initiative tracker. And eventually, at some point, you will also see varial comes more prominent.
Could have just jumped on some
Indeed.
harpies.
Yeah. Trained by Dwarven Forge, and our miniatures were custom ordered through Hero Forge, and we have lots of others that we use from the official Wiz Kids lines by D&D. So if you're curious as to what our toys are, that's where they come. See you next time in 2019.
And this is me in 2022. And I also wish to thank you for joining me on my reaction. And this is what next will the Ghostly Three be up to? When will they bring at least the commander of Homelands up to date with about the Queen? And well, thank you for joining me. This is Freemer. I once had the ability of speech. This is Freemer Reunimentra, the half-elf muter, wishing you good fortune on the quest of life.